you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
If you want to understand how to win, you better get the goddamn draft right, Aaron Glenn. And we get into that tonight. Myself, DT, Dylan Tereman will be here shortly. He's here already, but don't tell anybody. It's a secret. We're going to do dueling mocks. We're going to do it quick. We're not going to spend an hour on each mock. We kind of know the players that we're hoping to land and fix our New York Jets. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot going on tonight. We have Dylan here. We're going to be dueling mocks. We also have the conclusion of the Joe Namath Raffle giveaway. Now, I announced it this week. I'll say it a couple times throughout the show. Winner's choice. You can either choose a mini helmet, a jersey, or a photo. Maybe you want to put a photo on the wall. Maybe you don't have the room for the jersey. Maybe you want the jersey. Maybe you got a shelf that a mini helmet will look good. Winner's choice tonight for the Joe Namath item. Be in it to win it. Boomtown's already in it, ladies and gentlemen. Big day for Boomtown. Meetings. Secret meetings? Oh, I can't talk about secret meetings. First rule of secret meetings, don't mention secret meetings. Boomtown says, hello, Nick Shine. And we say, hello, Boomtown, the greatest note taker in any land, anywhere, any place, at any time. Jake Asman's also here. It says, hello, Joe Namath for life, baby. Shine and DT. Oh, yeah. Yes. All right, well, it's all how you read it, I guess. Maybe that's not how Jake meant it to be read, but it's my show, and that's how I'm going to read his super chat. But thank you, Jake. Thank you, everyone. Now, the very cool part of Sunday night Shine Time in prime time is that all raffle entries are double. $5 super chats and up, like Boomtowns, get you 2 entries on the wheel. Gifted memberships, 2 entries for each one you gift. We will do the raffle later on. I've already added Boomtown to the wheel. We got a nice amount of entries here on the wheel, so good luck to everyone. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And at any time you want me or Dylan to shut the hell up, super chat, gift the memberships, a way to do it. But enough about the particulars. Let's bring in a particularly very charming, handsome young fella who I'm looking forward to talking New York Jets football with. What up, DT?
What up, Nick? I thought the handsome person was going to be Blitz BK, so I'm glad that you were talking about me.
Get out of here, Dylan. I got shit to do.
It's got
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Yes. And as I was saying before, we got Adirondack Fly Guy, A. Mitch, Bill M., Boomtown, Bino, Carlos, Charles Gorman, Connor Long, Cuddy, Dale, David D's got a bunch. D's nuts. Dick Chimburn, Dick Chimney Burner account. Oh, fucking knob. The Dream, Eli, Foxy, Gator, Guaranteed Jet, Hank G, Infrared, Jack, Jake Asman, Joe the Jet G, Joe, Kevin Tats, Philip Hannon, Kevin Zwicker, Kevin Tats with more, Kevin Zwicker with more, Knob, Kyle Clifton, Lee Van, Leany, Macho Talk Sports, Mess, Peg and Artie have a bunch, Peter Castro, Ralphie Rocks, Rick Kent, Snowball, Stack, the Big Fella, The Dream again, Tommy OG, Snowball, Thunderlips, welcome to something. Those everyone who's on the wheel so far. If you want to add more, add more. Like, as I was saying before, hi, Dylan.
Hello, Nick. How are you?
I took a little bit of a nap, and now I am jacked up on Tim Hortons Maple. So
I can't go the coffee route this late. It doesn't necessarily affect me, but I am already going to have like a caffeine high coming out of this podcast. So I know for sure if I don't have sleepy time tea afterward, then it's going to be tough going to work tomorrow morning.
I'm in a great mood.
Hell yeah.
I'm in a great mood. I don't know why. Just in a good mood today. Just in a good mood. I barely
blame
slept.
myself. I'm going to
I
blame
woke
myself.
up at 5:19 in the morning. Went to bed at 1. Woke up 5:19, and my brain was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna stay up the whole day. We're gonna think about shit."
Yep.
And then I was like, "All right." That's why I was out early talking to you and Boy Green this morning.
Yep.
I was out. Went to Tim Hortons. Picked up a dozen donuts for the kids. Brought it down to their house. Then I had to go to work for basketball for a few hours, and then our parents. We played against the third graders, and I will say this. I thought I was going to die on the court. The dizzy spells came back that I was in the hospital with last week.
Oh, shit.
And I would like bend down to play defense and try to get the ball and steal. And then I stood up and like I literally dropped down to my knees. Yes, I was on all fours, ladies and gentlemen. There's a great image. I'm sure Boomtown won't fucking bring that up later on. But I'm on all fours. I look up at my brother-in-law. I go, dude, if I die right now, I go, you make sure everyone knows I hit my last shot. Because there's rules. You got to hit your last shot on the basketball court.
Yes.
You know, and my friends would ask if I died there today, did he make his last shot? I would have been okay going out like that.
That's funny. Yeah, I've been up since early morning. I was up with Paul doing Boy Green Daily. So now it's fitting that we're ending on some shine time. We have the coffee club members and you have the shiners. So you could take that as a drink reference one way. So it's kind of cool.
That's it. Start the day with coffee, end with coffee, have some in between. Peg and Artie are back in. They said, that's not enough entries for us. We want to choose what we want with Joe Namath. They gifted 5 more, which gets them 10 more entries. Now, if we get 20 gifted memberships tonight, not including from me, because I might gift as well, we will triple all entries tonight, Dylan. We're getting fucking nuts tonight. We're getting nuts. We're doing dueling mocks. We're already doubling all the raffle entries. But if we get 20 gifted memberships, we will triple every raffle entry this evening. So, Peg and Artie, your 5 went to Jets Paulie, Relentless JC, Michael James. Hope no relation to LeBron James, because Michael James would have just flopped hearing his name. But shout out to Mike, Mark0182, and Frank P. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and the lady and the gentlemen, Peg and Artie. Awesome. Had a little fun with them on Twitter. They tagged us in the show tonight, helping us out with a little promotion. So much love to them. Now, before we get into the mocks, let's discuss a little bit New York Jets. Okay, this is our first time talking. The last time that we talked on air, you were down at the Senior Bowl. Coaching staff hadn't completely come to fruition yet, and now you see Dunbar on D, Bowling at linebacker. Obviously, I mean, the cat's out of the bag, right? It's no secret. I think the Jets are going to be implementing a ton of 3-4 defense this year, if not exclusively, right? You're bringing in a 3-4 D lineman coach. You're bringing in a guy from a 3-4 hybrid, right? Houston plays a little bit of hybrid 3-4-4-3 with their linebackers. They're able to do that with their personnel. So I watched your video earlier in the week, and your excitement about bowling and the staff. Let's just focus on defense right now. Give everyone your thoughts with what you think of the staff and what it can mean for the Jets personnel going forward.
I really wish, Nick, there was a way that this staff was the staff going into 2025, because then everybody's perception of everything going on with the Jets, maybe, we end up with like 5 or 6 wins and it's still like a negative season, but I just don't think it would be that bad. And on paper, like there's so many upgrades across the board, but just defensively specifically, I think the combination of Aaron Glenn calling plays, even though Brian Duker holds the title of defensive coordinator, I think the combination of those two is already better than Steve Wilkes calling plays. I think Dunbar is many moons. Yeah, I think Dunbar many moons ahead of Eric Washington, and I don't think the player feel around Eric Washington was good at all. That's good. We like that, Peg.
Yeah, I approve. If you're spending it here, Peg, I approve.
100%. So I do think
here's the good thing with Dunbar.
Yeah.
He was good when he was here.
Yes.
But he went to a place for 8 years in Pittsburgh where I don't know if you guys need to Google this or not. They got a pretty damn good D-line, and they have a good front, and they're able to create pressure in different ways time and time again. So he learned more. And now he's coming back older, wiser, more experienced. So I think that's a really, really good get for Aaron Glenn. And I was very critical of him. And I was very critical of all the firings and the length of the firings. That it was still 4 weeks. It was championship weekend, and we were still making coaching changes.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. I think what they've done in terms of getting some proven guys in here and some guys from places with experience, which I'll continue to let you get into.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm optimistic, and I'm pretty positive about the coaching additions.
Yeah, no, I mean, you almost have to be after how everything was so negative last year. Like the Tanner Engstrand stuff is the one that bothers me the most, just because it got really messy. And it's like, okay, we're going to demote you and put you in the chair in the corner of the hotel room. We don't need to describe what that chair is called, but that's basically what they were doing to Tanner Engstrand. And then he's like, no, I'm going to leave and go to a hopefully less toxic, more stable place with that in Atlanta with Kevin Stefanski. But defensively, I don't think it should be, understated how much the upgrade from Eric Washington to Carl Dunbar is. The players are going to react to Carl Dunbar in such a better, more positive way. It seemed like, listening to a lot of podcasts, Jet-centric, players were like going rogue on Eric Washington. It's like they just didn't believe in the guy. So after it got so bad at some points, they're just like independent contractors on the defensive line. And you can't have that. Like you need to have a cohesive like unit across the front, especially across the front, when you guys can't get an interception on the back end. Part of that is because the pass rush was doing their own thing and not disrupting the quarterback as well as they could have. And obviously the coaching was very poor to begin with, and that's why they kind of tuned out Eric Washington. So to get Carl Dunbar, who's been a defensive lines coach for the last 22 years, 5 different franchises, including the Jets, and the last time he was here, we really liked the defensive lines that we had, right? The Sons of Anarchy, Mike DeVito, Sione Puha, Quentin Coples, for better or worse, right? I know that was like a Rex Ryan pick, but yeah, I think it's got to be stock up on a 3-4 defense. And I've kind of used this percentage twice today already. 65% of the time, I want to say they're going to be in 3-4. And then obviously like passing situations, like a 3rd and 12, you're not going to come out in 4-3. You're going to have 4 down linemen and probably 2 linebackers and go to a 4-2-5.
Yeah, you'll have to play dime. You'll have to change. You'll have to play situational football.
Yes,
but your base will be your base.
100% the base will be 3 big fatties across the line, and then probably 2 4 eyes and a 0. So a 0 tech is over the shade of the guard or the tack or the center, whether it's head up or shading the center. And then you have 2 4 eyes, which is like inside shade of the tackles. And then you have your wide 7, wide 9 stand-up outside linebackers. And I think that's going to be more conducive for Will McDonald's success. I think Harrison Phillips, Juwan Briggs are going to thrive in it. I know the guys that we're going to mock draft for the Jets later on in this show, they're certainly going to help in that front 5, front 7 of this defense. So there is an odd man out. and it is Jermaine Johnson. But I do think
And
Carl
it's not
Dunn.
anything wrong with JJ.
No.
It's just scheme fit.
Yeah,
He's a
100%.
great leader. He's he should be a captain.
He wants to be a
crazy
Jet.
energy.
Yeah.
If we stayed 4-3, I believe JJ is a captain going into this year, right? Whoever your Mike ends up being, and probably JJ would be your captains.
Yep. And
If
then
you're gonna go play more 3-4, he's not big enough to play that Richard Seymour role, and he's not fast enough to play your stand-up role. So it's just a matter of scheme fit.
Yeah, he's not a 3-4 defensive end, and he's not a 3-4 outside linebacker, really. Like, he plays a little bit heavier. I know, like, he can contain against the run, and he does things well that, like, if he was your third edge or your fourth edge in a 3-4, it would be more conducive. But
Yeah.
I think that he's the odd man out right now. And then the other, immediate upgrade.
And I hate that.
Of
I'll
course,
hate
of
that,
course.
right?
Yes.
Because
And wherever he goes, he's going to be great. And it's probably going to be like Tennessee, Atlanta.
he'll come back year 2 after the Achilles, and
Yes.
he'll go get 12 sacks, and he'll look like a Pro Bowl defensive end, and the Jets let him go. But he wouldn't do that here because he's not going to play hand in the grass, 4-man down defensive end.
Yep,
So
exactly.
if you're changing the scheme, you have to change the personnel. If
Yep.
you're changing what's on the menu, you got to change the ingredients to make it.
Yeah.
So, for all of our foodies out there, and if we're talking about big fat defensive linemen, let's make fat fun again, baby.
100%.
Now that I get skinny, getting fat on the defensive line is going to be a trend here with the New York Jets.
Yes,
But
exactly.
let me get one thing in. We got Cuddy here
Okay.
with another super chat, and you're on the wheel already for the raffle later, but thank you for the super chat. This gets you 2 more entries on the Name It giveaway tonight. I hate the nobody will trade up narrative. Plenty of teams by the end of the combine will be itching to have their choice of anyone but Fernando. We will trade. Well, I love that. And I love that for multiple reasons.
Mhm.
I love it because you can go Reese or Bailey as your stand-up 3-4 outside guy, right? Your edge presence, your rusher off the
Mhm.
outside. You can move down and take a receiver. I think you have more options. Like, all the years the Jets have ended up at 6, right? It was with Jamal Adams. It was with Leonard Williams. We had 7 with Membo. We had 6 again with Sam Darnold when we traded up.
Mhm.
This is a great year to be at 6 or 7. But to trade back and maybe get in that 4, 5, 6, 7 range, I think that's great. If somebody wants to come up, I'm on the Lord's day, I will pray that it happens. But I don't know. I don't know because of the reasons I just said. If you want a receiver, you got options. You got 3 big dogs, right?
Mhm.
If you want an outside guy, you got Bailey, you got Reese. Payne is the only one that does something different than all these guys, who's a more physical down defensive lineman.
Mhm.
I don't know if you trade up for him. So I hope it happens because I would love to move out. I would love to get another 2nd-round pick. I think there's a very good value, Dylan, in
Mhm.
round 2 with a lot of these players. And maybe I'm just falling in love with the players because the ideology of the Jets having 2 picks there. But when I look
Mhm.
at the value of round 2 and even into round 3, which we don't have yet, I like the value there. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Like, am I trying to be like overly optimistic about it? Or I just think this is a good draft at 2 and 3. And I don't want to pay a guy number 2 overall money if it's not a clear cut number 2 overall player.
Yeah, I do think it's somewhat top heavy with like the first couple picks, and you want to stay within like that top 8, in my opinion. I don't think there's more than like when I get through all the guys, I might have 11 or 12 first round grades on guys, which is pretty low comparatively to like other like past drafts. But the flip side to that is there could be so much differing in opinions from picks 16 all the way to like pick 55.
Yeah.
And the difference between some of those guys, like one team could have, we'll use Caleb Banks, your guy, as an example. Somebody might have him all the way up as like a top 15 player. Somebody might have him all the way down at like a mid-30s pick, on their big board specifically, obviously because of scheme fit and other things like that. But there's just going to be so much differing in opinions on a lot of these guys in like the mid-first to mid-second round range that I do think to Cuddy's point, maybe people are jockeying for position to get up into the top 8. I would say predictively right now, the 3 prospects I could see having this happen for, right? The 3 prospects that would be traded up for are Arvell Reese, edge linebacker from Ohio State, Carnell Tate from Ohio State, the wide receiver, or Ty Simpson, the quarterback from Alabama. Now, and the reason I have to say Ty is because of course. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. You can poo-poo it until he's like on the Rams and he's rookie of the year, quarterback, offensive player of the year in year 2.
But that's a good situation. That's where you take a 23-year-old inexperienced quarterback and you put him with a great offensive mind.
Yeah, of course.
And you put him behind the reigning MVP, and you don't have to play him until he's 25,
their
right?
Offensive line is not great, but they're a good team. And if you want to emulate good teams, you got to do good team shit. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying the Jets would take him at 2. I'm saying those are the players that would be traded up for because they are the top of their respective positions. Obviously, Simpson is, consensus quarterback 2. I would not be surprised, Nick, if at least one team had Ty Simpson higher than Fernando Mendoza. Carnell Tate is, kind of a crazy wide receiver 1 at the top of his position group. Obviously, Mekhi Lemon, but his size kind of limits him at 5'11", 195, even though he plays well for that frame. And then Arvell Reese, there's a lot of projection involved with Arvell Reese, but he's the perfect candidate for teams to be like, we can fill in the gaps and figure it out with Arvell Reese, and we stand on our coaching staff's ability, and we're going to take Arvell Reese. So those would be the 3 guys, to Cuddy's point, that I think that would be the trade-up candidates, but it is hard to project that right now. The one thing I will say is by the end of the combine, we'll be itching to have their choice. I don't know if that's internal feelings coming from like league decision makers, or if that's people like us who are still learning about these prospects, and all of a sudden it's like, damn, he ran a 4.38 and he's 6'4" or whatever, like we're gonna fall in love with the times and the jumping and the bench press and all of that. I don't think league people do that as much as the people on the outside. Like nobody's jumping up 20 spots on teams' big boards just because of a combine performance. It would be based off of, again, and that's why I put Ty Simpson in this category, Ty Simpson killing the interviews, right? You see those whiteboard sessions of quarterbacks talking with Jackson Dart in I think that was the Jaden Daniels year, where he's interviewing quarterbacks on the whiteboard at the combine, and they're in the meeting rooms, and Jaden Daniels is like, no, with Dable. And because the Giants had that high pick in that class, and I think they ended up taking Malik Neighbors, but they had the quarterbacks in for the combine, and they're doing the whiteboard visits, and they're like, okay, but what if we alert the post? He's like, I throw a touchdown. And he's like, I like that answer. So it's like things like that are going to make prospects rise up the boards more so than Ty Simpson throwing to receivers he's never thrown to in basically underwear. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to be the performance at the combine. It's going to be the in-person interviews and like the whiteboard sessions that are going to push most of these prospects up the board.
Gotcha. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Lou B's got a super chat. Says, what could we get for JJ, Will McDonald, or Sherwood?
I think so. Paul and I discussed this on Boy Green Daily this morning because
I was listening. Good conversation.
Because Will Parkinson floated it out there on his podcast, or I think it was with Tyson actually on Let's Talk Jets. Shout out to Tyson. That Tavondre Sweat, a no longer scheme fit for the solid defense in Tennessee, has 2 years, $9.5 million left on his deal. You can easily, inquire about him because he will be a scheme fit for your 3-4 at 360 pounds, whatever he is, as your zero tech right in the middle, that big fatty, that ass and legs that we talk about. I'll never forget the clip of him coming down in their meeting room, and he had to walk down the stairs, and everybody in the room was like, boom, 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 every time he took a step, and then he sat down in his seat and they all shook like an earthquake happened. So you love that shit. Exactly. Right?
Listen,
and that's what we need if we're going to 3-4.
So I don't want to go back into the 80s. I'm going to stay with more recent football, like the last 25, 26 years, right? We had Jason Ferguson, who was a very good nose tackle under the Parcells years, the 3-4. He was short, 6'1", but he was a bowling ball of a human being. Then we had Buha. We had Chris Jenkins. We had Snacks Harrison. We've had Quinnen. Whenever the Jets have had a good defense, They have had an absolute monster in
Yep.
the middle. You know,
Yep.
Quinnen wasn't the biggest, but at his best, he was an all-pro. So I'm going to put him in that category because he played bigger than he was, or quick
Yes.
enough, right?
Yeah.
But I want that guy. If you're going to go 3-4, you have to keep the center and the guards off of your middle linebackers so they can play in space and go make
Yes.
plays. You don't do that with Solomon Thomas sized guys at nose tackle. You do that with a 6'5", 360-pound guy who can throw people and move free and get anywhere from tackle to tackle side.
Yep.
You have
So
to have that. You
yeah,
cannot go play. Or you find a 6'2", superhuman strength
Kuna
bowling
Ford type.
ball of a
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
who can get in under leverage, lift the center up, and get
Yep.
underneath, and then break off and make plays. But I don't see that guy. I haven't searched for that guy.
Just go
Uh,
find Aaron Donald, Nick. It's fine.
yeah, they're everywhere. Guys
They
who
grow on
fight
trees.
people with knives. Those videos, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, for real. But yeah,
He's training
so
for Hollywood, being a ninja.
so the trade package was Jermaine Johnson in a pick swap, or not a pick swap, but Jermaine Johnson for Tavondre Sweat and a 4th-round pick. So if you're
Who
taking
gets the 4? We get the 4.
we get the 4. We get
and
the 4.
Sweat?
Yeah, Jermaine Johnson is more valuable
They
than Tavondre
overpay.
Sweat.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think if you're trading Jermaine straight up for just a pick, it would be, and they don't own this pick, I don't think, somewhere in like the 65 to 75 range. So like an early 3rd-round pick, right? I
That's great.
know that
I
I
would
know
take
that the
that.
Niners don't pick anywhere near that. I don't think, because they went to the playoffs. But so I would say an early to mid 3rd for Jermaine Johnson. I would say
Titans have 66.
no. Well, I would say oh yeah. I guess it's the Titans, not the
49ers have
49ers.
92.
Yeah.
And then the Titans have 101 to start the 4th.
Okay, so maybe you get 101 and Tavondre Sweat for Jermaine Johnson, and then you pick at the top of round 4 and round 2, which I mean isn't terrible. It's probably slightly less value than I'd want for Jermaine Johnson, but you're getting a player that fits your scheme, so I wouldn't mind that. Now, Will McDonald, if you're going just for a pick, hopefully you can get like a late 2, early 3, right? Picks like 60 to 75, again in that range. I feel like they're kind of similar value. Jermaine Johnson is older, and so is Will McDonald, right? But Jermaine obviously has the injury. Sherwood is interesting to me. Sherwood, you probably have to, hit the like button, please. I think Sherwood is the hardest one to predict because you'd probably have to give up a draft pick for somebody to take on his contract, because the numbers are still ugly for one more year with Jamie and Sherwood. If you pre-June 1 trade him, which is what you would want to do to get the 2027 picks, you're eating $9 million dead, 2.5 savings. Now, if you post-June 1 trade him and you only get 2027 draft pick assets or a player to use in 2026, the dead cap goes down to 1.5 and you save 10 million. So I would trade Jamie and Sherwood later in the offseason process. And if not, you would have to probably give up a 5th or a 6th round pick for somebody to eat some of that money on his contract. So I would say Sherwood is going to be the harder one to move.
Yeah.
And I would want to keep Will McDonald over Jermaine Johnson just based on scheme fit.
Yeah. I'm okay moving Sherwood
Mm-hmm.
to my will.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to let him be the weak inside linebacker, and I'm
Yeah.
going to go get a true Mike. Now, I mentioned this to you this morning, and some people have heard me say it. I am of the belief that unless the Jets trade back a few spots, we can kiss Sonny Styles goodbye, because I don't think we take him at 2, and I know he's not making 16. I think John Harbaugh understands the value of having a middle linebacker of that level with Ray Lewis, with CJ Mosley. They tried to replace him with, Patrick Queen. It didn't work out as great as it did with the others. But when you have Lawrence and Burns and Carter, go get a middle linebacker in the middle of that defense and let him just be the anchor. You know, we know how great Sonny Styles is. And if he doesn't go there, you take him at 7 if you're Washington to replace Bobby Wagner. So I don't think any hope of Sonny Styles getting to 16. Like he would have to be smoking meth in the gas mask like Tunsil did to get to 16. And I think teams would still take him and just be like, bad decision.
Jerry would
All right,
still
we'll get
take
him.
him at
We'll
12.
deal with it.
Yeah,
We'll deal with it. We'll
Jerry
get
would
him
still
rehab.
take him at 12, 100%, even if
Yes.
he did that.
I would
There's
still
some-
trade up for him. Oh, fuck,
Yeah,
all right.
there's too many teams ahead of us that you could realistically slot Sonny Styles to. I know Cleveland has an offensive-minded head coach now, Todd Monken, switching over from Stefanski, but they got rid of Schwartz. I mean, maybe they like a linebacker too to help, Myles Garrett, and he being like the only person in that front seven. I know not Owusu Cormo. They have another guy in their front seven who's like solid. Schlesinger. So maybe they don't need linebacker. Maybe Cleveland's a bad example, but like you said, Giants, Commanders, Dallas, like that's already 3 teams. Like you're gonna have to trade up. And then I think Miami at 11 with Jeff Hafley coming in from Boston College. He wants a defensive side of the ball guy if they don't go corner. So yeah, it would be interesting, but Sonny Styles would be a lot of fun. But he's not making it to 16.
Yeah, he's not. And then it's disappointing. But there's other guys, right?
Of course, yeah.
And I'm a Georgia guy. Johnny Boy in the chat's a Georgia guy. We got some others, I'm sure. CJ Allen is that guy who can do everything.
Mhm.
He can cover. He can get out to the flat and make the tackles. He can blitz. He can take on guards and shed. He can
Mhm.
do a lot. It's a hell of a consolation prize if you end up with, say, Bailey or Reese, and you play them as your stand-up, and then you just go double down and say, hey, if we're gonna play a 3-4, we need 4 guys that can play linebacker.
Mhm.
We're gonna go get our Mike. Say we miss out on Allen and Styles, and I'm even gonna put Hill in that category from Texas.
Mhm.
Say we miss out on those guys, DT. Who are some other guys that might not be as heralded, but can come in and be that big leader of the defense and put the I don't want Sherwood with the green sticker on his helmet. I don't
Nope.
want him making the play calls. I don't want him making the adjustments. I want a guy who's been a Mike for many years leading the defense. And I don't think Sherwood's here very long. So if I'm starting this new defense and I'm starting the 3-4, I want the guy who's going to be here today, tomorrow, for a decade, being in the middle of the D, calling it from day one and getting on the same page with Glenn. Who are some lesser known names that you think can come in and fit a 3-4 inside linebacker?
Well, the first one I'll give you is not lesser known. It is Jacob Rodriguez, the turnover machine out of Texas Tech. But that's just because we're talking about tier 2 linebackers, right? There's the other guy. Is it I forget his first name? Galday. I think it's Justin Galday.
Iowa?
Shit. It's a red school. My PFF big board is not loading.
They
have it where you can okay, here we can sort it by linebacker.
Cincinnati.
Yes,
Jake
thank you.
from Cincinnati.
I knew it was a red team, and I didn't want to be wrong and say like Utah or some stupid shit. But yeah, it was a red team. It was Cincinnati. So he's number 50 on PFF's big board. So that's a good swing at 44 for me. Jacob Rodriguez, you're probably trying to trade up into the 3rd round or trade back in the 2nd round to get somebody like him. But he's 6'1", 233. I think body type is going to be important. No more Sherwoods who are like 218 to 224. Like we need somebody 230 plus. And it's silly because some people will still say 230 is really small for a linebacker, and compared to like the Ray Lewises of the world, of course they are. But I don't think 233 is small for a linebacker, especially considering he has the coverage ability, the run stop ability. He can be the communicator for your defense for sure. He would be a green dot to me. Caleb Alarms Orr from TCU, another 6'1", 233 pounder. 31 3/4 inch arms, so he's got pretty good length. And he was the one at the Senior Bowl to me that every time they went into linebacker running back drills, whether it was like pass protection or out in coverage, he was always shining. And especially when he was trying to blitz the running back in pass protection, there was always a thud of the pads when Alarms Orr was there. I believe on the first day he ran the fastest GPS time of the linebacker group. It was like 18 miles per hour or something like that. So I'm like, okay, you can get out, you can move. His change of direction was pretty good in the warm-up drill. So I do think Caleb Alarms Orr from TCU is a good one. Let me see where PFF has him on their big board, just for context.
What was the name?
Wow. Okay. Maybe I'm way off on him, or maybe PFF's way off. Caleb Alarms or ELARMS hyphen ORR. PFF has him listed as their 366th best player. I think they have not done enough. I don't think they've done enough tape work on Alarms or to say definitively, because not many players that go to Senior Bowl end up that low. Like, yes, some do, but I don't think he would end up that low. So he would probably be, a day 3 guy. I'll give you an undersized guy that I thought, again, performed well at Senior Bowl. And there's going to be a theme here. Like, I have more exposure to Senior Bowl guys, so I'm going to invoke those guys' names first.
Yeah, of course.
Owen Heineke from Oklahoma, 6'1", 224, so slightly smaller, like I just said. But if they are going to just blow up the whole linebacker room and not search for that specific Mike, like say they do move Dramian Sherwood, you can get in like an Anzalone and or a Demario Davis, and then get an Owen Heineke as your will. And I think that would be a pretty solid pairing. So I agree. They're going to
I got a guy.
Okay, you got a guy?
I got a guy.
Who you got?
You mentioned Utah. That's my sleeper. My middle linebacker sleeper is Lander Barton.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'5", 240. He's a big boy. Now, if you put that next to Sherwood, you have your yin and your yang in the middle, right?
Yep.
One thing, too, MC Mays had a comment earlier about Calvin Pace. Calvin Pace was a 3-4 strong side outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
He was your run. Your strong side. Brian Thomas played a lot of the pass rusher on the other side. Pace, I'm sure he put his hand down occasionally, but when we had Calvin Pace, he was part of a 3-4. He wasn't a 4-3 end. Mm-hmm. He may have done that in certain situations, but primarily he was 3-4 strong side.
Yeah, good call out. So yeah, I definitely think they're going to need to add 2 linebackers, if not 3, right? Depending on what they do with Sherwood, you're going to have to add at least 2 linebackers. Cause like you said, now we're in a 3-4, that second number being 4, you have 2 linebackers and then your 2 outside kind of pass rush, edge rush guys. So it is going to be interesting to see how they revamp that room. But I do think you need to bring in somebody, like you said, that the communication is on point right away, because we can't have guys out of position all season.
Absolutely. Hit the like button if you're just here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please. Just like Dylan, we're trying to get to new levels. Dylan just hit over 1,600 this morning. I've hit over 2,000 a couple weeks ago. The both of us are trying to rise up, baby. Now, we have a raffle going on tonight. It's Sunday night, Shine Time, Prime Time. All raffle entries are doubled. If we get to 20 gifted memberships, and we're at 5 already, we will triple all entries tonight, including the Super Chats. So get on the wheel. We're giving away a Joe Namath item tonight. Now, my buddy Steve is here, and he's a Giant fan. So he's got a little bit of a soft spot in his heart for the Manning family. And he says it would take Woody selling the Jets to the Manning family for Arch to go to the Jets. I'd say look elsewhere. So already we got Giants fans saying to us, you're not getting Manning. There's no chance. I mean,
you know how many times Giants fans entered my mentions this offseason, Nick, and were completely wrong about all the coaches they were going to hire?
Yeah.
They were supposed to have a fucking world-beating coaching staff, apparently, according to Giants fans. They were getting every single coach, and Harbaugh was going to get all of them, and they got maybe one of them. Like, they went from Jim Leonard to Denard Wilson, and I'm not saying Denard Wilson's a bad guy, but...
And then they brought someone over from Baltimore with Harbaugh, and then he's gone already. He went over to the Raiders today as their secondaries coach after just coming over with Harbaugh. Yeah, he's highly regarded, but I don't recall the name.
I think we just wait and see on Arch. I think Arch is a different person than Eli Manning is and Peyton Manning is. And
he's got personality. Like
he's actually,
and not
he's
that they don't
funny.
have personality.
Yeah,
but he's
actually
bravado.
funny.
That might be the word I'm looking for.
No. The word you're looking for, and I understand you're a little bit older, is aura. Golly, I hate using that word.
With James Vanderbeek passing this week, we'll give a little shout out. He's got some moxie.
Yes, there you go.
There we go. Does that work? 100%. Is that crosses generations with the Varsity Blues movie?
Yeah. And all Taylor, right. I cannot unhear that after watching that video. But
if we draft Arch Manning, I will go on air with a whipped cream bikini. So Boomtown, take note. If we draft Arch Manning, Whatever draft party I am at, I will rock a whipped cream bikini. Just the top though. Just the top.
Oh God, yeah. And our guy Jake talked about it too. He's like some of the people he's talked to. It would actually make more sense for the opposite to happen with Arch, where he is so on board with coming to New York because that's where Eli played. That's where Eli won 2 Super Bowls. I believe they still live out in that area. So
Yeah,
it's like
I think he's in
you're-
Hoboken.
right. So
Or
you're
I don't know if
close.
he moved out to the suburbs, but
Sure.
he used
So
to have a high rise in Hoboken, right on the water.
yeah, so you're in the area, right? My high school, Phillipsburg High School, it's right on the Delaware River. And their rival school, Easton, is Pennsylvania side of the Delaware. And every Thanksgiving they play a game, and they did a replay of one of their games where they literally had 45-year-old men trying to play flag football, and the 2 honorary coaches were Peyton and Eli Manning. So
Nice.
they were in the area, like they know New Jersey and stuff. So I wouldn't say that it's a foregone conclusion that he will just poo-poo the Jets if that's the case. But I mean, to be honest, I don't even think the Jets are going to be picking one in this draft. They have the ability to
Unless
trade
the
up with
Colts.
all their assets.
Unless
Sure,
Sauce Gardner and Charles Gorman keep working their magic.
Yeah, for
Speaking
real.
of magic, Kevin Tats said, I hear you, Nick Shine. We're halfway to tripling the raffle entries, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin gifted 5, and as of this moment, right now, and he said, this is how we do it. Little Montel Jordan from back in the day, in the 90s, before you were born. Back when Neil O'Donnell was probably the quarterback. 94, that was my junior into senior year. So summer 95 was Montel Jordan.
I was going to say 94 was the last good year because your boy was born in 95. So
Nice. Kevin gifted 5. They went to, he's got some good names here. The Blunt Father, 420. Hennessy Heisman, Sco, Adam, Alexander, Horvath, and excuse me. Yeah, ladies. He gifted to the Pussy Assassin. Enjoy that.
my God.
I say it on the show. I'm not.
I was going to say, Jake doesn't say
I'm
it.
not
You
backed
say
by
it.
ESPN. I could say the Pussy Assassin as many times as I want.
I love it.
Kevin gifted to the Pussy Assassin. And a bunch
Love
of
it.
people in the chat were like, "Yeah, that's my burner account." No, it's not. Calm down.
Well, the first one might have been mine.
It's true. A lot of people you know what? In our community, more people are fighting over the Blunt Father than the Pussy Assassin.
That's so terribly true.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you, man. And see that gifting leads to good banter here on the show. Whoa! Time out.
Oh my.
And look at this list of names. Kevin said, I want the Joe Namath item. He said it. He said it to me this week. We talked on the phone. He's like, I have one. My son looked at it, and he's like, oh, I want one. He's like, oh, I might have a way to get that for you. So Kevin going nuclear, gifted 5 more. And they went to Bunda the Bold, Jay Graves, the homegirl, Braden from New Zealand, Jorge Jetson, and Tony Sturgis. So shout out to Kevin. Kevin putting in work tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're the man, Kevin, and good luck to you. We are 5 away from tripling all these entries tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting there. I'm going to put the names on the wheel. I'm going to throw a question at you, and I'm going to get to work because I got to type Kevin Tats loudly 20 times over right now. Too old for that copy and paste bullshit. I like to type it, fuck up, delete, fix it, keep going.
Heavy
I try to test
backspace.
myself when I get into a rhythm with the names, how many I can do in a row.
Are you a hunter and a pecker on the
No,
keyboard?
What? I do not hunt for peckers. No, I do not hunt for peckers, Dylan. Boomtown, please note that, and we want to reiterate that at the end of the show, that I am not a hunter of peckers.
Oh shit!
What do you people do in the South?
Do you hunt and peck on the keyboard? That's the phrase. That's what you
No, I
old
could
people
type.
do.
I took a keyboarding note-taking class in high school back in the 90s when we
On a
used
typewriter?
actual typewriters.
Bing,
Yeah,
bing.
absolutely.
Hell yeah!
But
Sorry.
I'm out. We got craziness going on tonight, folks. All right,
Let's
we got a
go.
couple things.
We got a lot of craziness happening.
Now, it's getting wild here, folks. Let's
go.
take a deep breath. One father, pussy assassin, pecker hunter. All right, it's all out. Now, here we go. Okay, let's. All right. You never know what you're gonna get on the show, folks. This is the beauty of the Nick Shine Show. You never know where the conversations are gonna go. But right now, they're gonna go to.
Ooh.
All right, let's.
Nick's got to play the intro again and reset.
Yeah, I got to reset it. That was fun. That was a fun moment. Thank you.
Yeah.
First, Mike These Nuts says, no. I see your gifts, Kevin Tats, and I need in. So, Mike, right now, this is 8 entries, but I'm peaking down, and it's going to get elevated to 12 because I appreciate you, Mike. Peg and Artie said, hey, you know what, Kevin? We're going to make it 20. We're going to triple all raffle entries tonight. So I got me some editing to do. Their 5 went to Zoink Nation, Harry W., Robert Morris, That Kid Dalt, and Taylor Sterling. So that, for Peg and Artie tonight, is 30 entries just tonight. Kevin, you're at 30 entries tonight. Mike These Nuts is getting nuts right now. I can't even keep up with these in the chat. Mike then said, again, or as DJ Khaled would say, another one. Knobcraft then says, and that's another 12 for Mike. He's lying. He's a bloodhound for peckers. So, Knob, you ask a guy to keep a secret. You ask him not to say anything. And I got to tell you right now, I twisted my back a little bit. My lower back is killing me today at basketball. And I put Icy Hot on it at like 4:30. And my lower back feels like it's in a fucking air fryer right now. Like I literally touched the seat to make sure like it's not on fire. That's how hot my lower back is right now. So the hot part is kicking in. Coincidence that right when Knob talks about peckers, my lower back gets warm.
You start getting hot.
Never mind.
Hot and bothered.
And Mike These Nuts said, gaining again, another one. So Mike just went 36 entries for Mike right now. I have a lot of typing to do. Thank you to everyone. I'm going to attempt to throw you a question.
Okay.
And I need a very long-winded answer. Say we don't trade for Sweat. Say we don't find a nose tackle in free agency. Okay. And then after this question, we're going to start our dueling mocks. As always, super chats, gifted memberships will derail the conversation like it just did now. And whenever you bring up Pecker Talk, that will take the lead as well. Give me a guy in the draft or a couple guys that are that nose tackle, are that zero, are that guy that you can put in the middle of the defense. Never mind.
Whoa.
Never mind. I don't care about defensive tackles. I will take a 150-pound punter and put him in the middle of the line. Ladies and gentlemen, fucking boom.
Call up Flex and drop a bomb on it.
Mike, these nuts just dropped $100 super chat, which gets him another 60 entries. Dylan, I need you to read the names of everyone in this year's draft while I type. I guess I'm lying to myself now. I'm gonna have to start copy and pasting.
Yes.
Well, Mike, you're the fucking man, bro.
Let's go, dude.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. He's all in. That's it. He took all the chips and said, Joe, mother effing Willie Namath is coming to Schenectady, New York. He said he wants it.
I love it. Shout out D's Nuts. That's great.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you greatly. And everybody tonight for gifting. The big fella. I don't even want the Namath helmet. I want to go to lunch. The big fella and I have an agreement, since he's local, that we meet up for lunch when he wins a prize. and we've met up at a diner in Milburn.
Oh, yeah,
like a
yeah.
little breakfast sandwich spot, which was really good.
I've done work in Melbourne before. Yep.
And then we went to Rutt's Hut, the fried hot dog place up in right by the stadium. We met there, and our next spot, and we're gonna do it anyway if he doesn't win. We were talking the other day. I'm like, if you don't, we still do it. He's like, I was like, absolutely. Tasty Sub in Edison is next on our pick. He wants to hit Tasty Sub. So
Okay, cool.
thank you, big fella.
Shout out.
And then Knob is back. He's the Elmer Fudd of Peck Hunt. All time.
I've created a
find the
monster.
Peckers.
I've created a monster.
That's it. That's it. And he is going to create some images too. So it's basically going to be me looking for people protesting in Minnesota because they're waving dildos around now, and it's going to be me like all excited to be there looking for peckers.
Oh, that's awful. I feel like I'm gonna have to sit here and just read PFF's big board off as you insert all these names.
Gentlemen, and Peg as well. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Since we have everyone here and everyone's interested in prizes, I think this is a good time to introduce our next prize. The next prize on the Nick Shine Show, we're going to do something new. We're going to do winner's choice. Now, I might buy a Freeman McNeil jersey or a Chad Pennington or a Wayne Corbett, and somebody might have that. They might be like, you know what? I'm not interested in that prize. What we're going to do, we're going to take Joe Namath off the board because Joe Namath is this month's prize. But you can pick, same as this month, mini helmet, jersey, or a picture of your player of choice throughout the Jets history. So, winner's choice for the next couple months. We'll see how that goes. If you guys like that, you might want a Curtis Martin. You might want a Joe Klecko. You might want a Dustin Keller, which I have on the wall behind me. Your choice going forward. So we'll figure out the dates, but that's where we are at. And gentlemen, you are, and lady, fucking amazing. Thank you. Nose tackles.
Yes.
Who can be the anchor of this defensive line? I like Briggs on one end. I like Phillips on the other. I want to restructure Phillips, maybe lower him, guarantee some money for him. But I think that's a leader. That's a guy that can build an Aaron Glenn culture. That was a guy who stood at the microphone, maybe said some shit he shouldn't have, Super Bowl time. But whatever. So sometimes when you're 3-14, 3-14 comments need to be made.
Oh, yeah. You got to say the quiet part out loud. You got to say the quiet part out loud.
I'm not mad at him. That's the truth.
Yep.
You're changing the culture. You're trying to get some things going the right way. I want that guy who's not afraid to stand up, call out the team, and say, hey, I've been in some other places. We're not going the right way. So I hope they retain Phillips. I hope they lower the cap hit, guarantee the money, maybe add another year, and keep him here. Because I think that's a guy who can set your culture. And he's not a bad player either. He's a good, physical, stout guy who can keep the linebackers running free. And if you single block him, he's a bigger Mike DeVito, right? Like Mike DeVito was a good 3-4 defensive lineman, unheralded, went unnoticed, but made plays. And I think Phillips can be that guy with the great leadership. My fucking lower back is on fire right now.
And the one thing that can't be the one thing that can't be discredited from Harrison Phillips is just how smart he is too. Like he is such a very wise, high IQ football player that you definitely want to keep those guys around to help transition in the new guard. Like Saleh called them flag bearers, guys who are going to trickle the message down from the coaching staff to the 53rd player on the roster, right? You need guys like that. And that's the one thing that I think Saleh did well in terms of roster building was he brought in guys like Solomon Thomas and people that he trusted on both sides of the ball to at least get his message through to people. So it makes sense to keep Phillips around. Now, in terms of the draft, and this is, I'll try to be as long-winded as possible. Peter Woods, Caleb Banks, Caden McDonald are all roughly first-round talents, if not high-end second-round talents that are going to go in the first round of this draft. So Peter Woods out of Clemson is just not even 21 years old yet. So he's 6'3", 310 pounds. You can certainly you can you can certainly add pounds to his frame, get him up to like 318, 320 if you need him to. I think he would be fine. Although he's probably closer to like the Quinn Williams mold, but that's okay because again, if you're winning against the run at 310 pounds, it really doesn't matter. You don't necessarily have to be a fat guy, but
Agreed.
Peter Woods would definitely be the guy, and he's 20, not even 21, so he can still ascend. Caleb Banks, 6'6", 330 pounds. I mean, I showed the picture. I believe it was with you, or maybe it was with Dom on my show after the week of Mobile, because we were right in front of that defensive line group participating in practice on Thursday. Caleb Banks, man, like ass and legs to a T. Like his like from like underneath his man boobs all the way down to his knees is just like a straight stack. And it's like a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Obviously, you want hourglass figures on your women, but you want that thick trunk, they call it, on your defensive linemen specifically. And Caleb,
Johnny Boy doesn't care.
No, shout out Johnny Boy.
He'll take a trunk. He'll take a redwood. Johnny Boy doesn't care the shape, just female.
He
and even sometimes that's not even necessary.
That's hilarious. So yeah, Caleb Banks to me, and he does have a good amount of twitch to him, right? Like he has first step explosiveness. He doesn't have a ton of agility, not a ton of change of direction, obviously because of his size, but he does move well for his size comparatively to other guys. And then Caden McDonald at 21 overall on PFF's big board. All these guys should be in play for the Jets at 16. He's 6'3", 326 pounds. I think he's better at being a pass rusher than a run stuffer, but you do see some plays where Caden McDonald is able to help against the run at least. So he comes in at 21 on their big board. 26 on their big board is Lee Hunter from Texas Tech, 6'4", 330 pounds. Another one that I am
a guy early too. That if we go elsewhere, that's a guy. That's a guy.
I am almost at the point, Nick, and I haven't done. My rule is 3 games for a player with notes for me to feel solid about putting him on my big board. But around this time of year, I start to trim it down to 2, and I try to just grind out as many prospects as I can. So I'm going to do the 2 games with notes for Lee Hunter. Honestly, I would not be surprised if he is as high, if not higher, than Peter Woods on my big board. And Peter Woods is a top 18 pick for me right now on my big board. Lee Hunter is pretty damn special. So I think he can be a really fun player. Let me click into some of his nerd stats. He had a run defense grade of 84.5. He had a run stop rate of 11.9%, which is like 90th plus percentile on PFF's metrics. And then he had a pass rush win rate of 10.6%, which is in the 75 to 85 percentile range. So he is a dual threat in terms of his defensive tackle abilities. He had in 2025 317 snaps in the B gap. So the B gap is between your guard and your tackle. So you're talking about a 3 technique. So can you shift him into a 2I or like a 1 tech? He played 185 reps at 1 tech or A gap alignments in 2025. So I do think you can be multiple with Lee Hunter. Then you go down into, I guess this would be early 3rd round range for PFF on their 88th overall player, Darrell Jackson Jr. from Florida State, 6'5", 337 pounds, a little bit of an older prospect. He'll probably be 23 by the time the season starts. Dom and I interviewed him because he was a late addition from Shrine Bowl to Senior Bowl, and it was hilarious. Dom was trying to interview Caleb Banks, and he had his Florida hoodie on, and we got Darrell Jackson, Florida State, and he immediately told Dom to burn his shirt. It was like before he even like introduced himself, he's like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm Dom." He's like, "Burn that shirt, man." But he still shook his hand. Dude, his hand, it like wrapped around my hand, like how freaking big it was. I was like, holy shit, this guy, he's got bear paws. So like he could easily, lock down the center of the defense. He doesn't have as great of the nerd stats, but he did grade out with an 81.3 run defense grade and an 8.9% run stop rate, which is still high 80th percentile. I'm intrigued by him because he had, the same alignment ratio as Lee Hunter, 320 in the B gap, 160 in the A gap. So he is a little bit more flexible, but his size is just truly crazy. Chris McClellan all the way down at 127 on PFF's big board. And I'm not using my big board because I haven't gotten that far, obviously. But Chris McClellan was another one in that defensive line group that was just like, when he hit the pads, it was like, holy shit, like his hands, like his hand power, like he was slapping the shit. And it's not like that Dane Jackson clip. I don't know if you remember that. Or is it Dane Jackson or whoever the Arkansas guy was that has no eyebrows and no hair that went to Buffalo, and he was like slapping the bag and he was like hitting it with his purse.
Yeah.
his last
name, but I know the video.
His last name's Jackson. I just don't know what his first name was. But so Chris McClellan was like the antithesis of this. 8.1% run stop grade, 490 snaps in the B gap. So he is probably going to be like your 4-3 technique. But I do think a lot of these guys are played out of position in college. Not saying McClellan specifically was, but look how many reps Will McDonald took at the 4-eye, where he was the inside shade of the tackle, where he should have been standing up on the tackle's outside shoulder, and he still got 11.5 sacks. So I do think Chris McClellan could definitely be in play here. Let's see. We're scrolling down a little bit more. This guy does not fit the measurables.
Let me add this real quick.
Sure.
I love Caleb Banks.
Yes.
I love Hunter.
Yes.
A lot of people differ from me with this, where they say, I don't want to put that premium pick into a nose tackle in a 3-4. But I'm, as a defensive guy and a defensive coach, if I could be dominant in the middle of the field and allow everyone around me in a 3-4 to run free, I'm getting double teamed all the time. Or if you leave me in single, I'm going to throw the center and guard off and just fuck up your play time and time again.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you get a guy like that? Like
100%.
There's the old, he brings his lunch pail to the game every, you know what I mean? There's
hard
that
hat
guy.
player.
And those guys are valuable. Don't get me
100%.
wrong. Like, you need those. Harrison Phillips is a bring your lunch pail to work defensive lineman.
Yes.
Briggs is a little bit more talented, right? And he's young and developing, and I think he'll jump in year 2 with Dunbar.
Yeah.
But neither one, you don't have like a Richard Seymour as your 3-4 D end, right? You don't have your Hampton like you have in like you had Casey Hampton in Pittsburgh for years.
Yes.
I don't want to roll the dice on a guy and hope he develops. If I can go get a big, badass centerpiece to this defense, it allows everyone else to run free. It allows everyone else to do their job. It allows us to have better opportunities in blitz packages, right? We can blitz corners off the edge. We can be more creative. When you have to focus your blocking on the center piece of the defense, it frees Will McDonald. It frees Bailey or Reese up. And I know we got to get to our mock. So give me one more name and
that's
then we'll
fine.
get to it.
I was going to say, when you have 3 to 4 offensive lineman hands allocated to the zero technique, that allows guys like, let's just hypothetically say it's Briggs and Reese on that side. You stunt Reese into the B gap, that right guard that's trying to help the center on your hulking defensive tackle, like, can he get off that block and move over to get an Arvell Reese in the B gap? Or can, looping Will McDonald on a stunt come around and beat the left guard? So it is going to be a lot more advantageous to have a big defensive tackle. I'll give you one more that's not a body size guy. He's not going to fit the nerd stats, but I interviewed him with Dom down in Senior Bowl, and I got to ask him about Drew Aller. Zane Durant, 6'1", 287 pounds. He doesn't have good.
Mentioned him a few times. I've seen.
Yeah, he doesn't have
bringing him up.
Yeah, he doesn't have good run defense stats. He is definitely more of like your pass rush type, but also with the big fatty, you still need one more pass rushing defensive end or defensive tackle, right? You can't just have your 3-down player be a 350-pound defensive tackle, right? Like, you're going to get tired. You're going to get thrown on in that area. Like, he needs to have pass rush ability. So I would say Zane Durant from Penn State is another guy. PFF has him down at 224. So I will be cheesing the mock draft and trying to get Zane Durant in like the 6th round, which is a complete, way better value than I think he should. He should be like a 4th or 5th round guy. So I'll be trying to get him specifically in the 6th round. But yeah, that's about 6-8 defensive tackles I think I gave. So there is plenty for the Jets to find if they don't go one in free agency or trade.
Well, if you can't find one you're always welcome to go pecker hunting with me. Of course, our buddy Knobcraft had to create it, and it's pecker season, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want, Nick Shine will go pecker hunting. Of course, I mean, I look cute in the picture. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm thin. I like it.
Is it Elmer Shine or is it Nick Fudd?
That's a handsome little fuck. You call him whatever you want. You call him whatever you want. That's I look like a bearded Hasbullah, so I'm okay with it. I'm a big Hasbullah fan.
I just picture Mike Tyson I picture Mike Tyson
now,
treating him like a 4-year-old kid. Remember
That's
the
it.
Mike Tyson?
If I look good in the pic, I'll share it. I don't care how silly it makes me look. You got to have a sense of humor in life. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. And then you also have to be able to be humble and show gratitude, which I'm going to do right now for Mike These Nuts, who now says, okay, I'm done. Mike, you're the fucking man. Thank you.
Love it.
I greatly appreciate you. I wish everybody could win. Good luck to you. Good luck to everybody. Mike, you're fucking awesome. And good news on a personal note for Mike. He's gone through hell.
Mhm.
And he's starting to put weight back on. He lost a ton of weight, and he gave me a good positive message today right before the show that he's put on 17 pounds. So Mike,
Nice. Yes.
keep it up, bro. I keep trending upward, man. It's always a fucking great day to be awesome, and you deserve it, bro. Keep it up. Oh, damn it. Now he makes me feel bad. No Jordans for me this weekend. But fuck it.
That's funny.
But thank you, Mike. You're fucking awesome. And all of you here are awesome. Hit the like button. We're hanging out with Dylan Tereman. We're going to get into it. First hour was wild. Dylan's like, I give you 90 minutes. And I just say, okay, Dylan, knowing damn well that when we get on the show together, we're going to fucking blow by it. Yep. Yeah, I deserve it. But dude, when you got chemistry and you have a great time talking to people, 90 minutes is a fucking flash.
Yeah, peel behind the curtain. Nick was like, yeah, we'll talk for like 20 minutes, 3-4 big fatties, linebackers, then we'll get right into the mock drafts. I was like, okay, sounds good. And I believed you. I mean, to be fair, yeah.
I could also go fishing too, not just hunting. I'm a man's man, baby.
To be fair, the explosion of super chats and gifted memberships obviously derails the show to a bit, and we're very appreciative of that derailment. But yeah, we went 3 times over on the defensive tackle talk, but it was well worth it.
Well, we're going to run a 3-4. So see how we put that pretty little bow on that? Thank you again, everyone. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Dylan, share your screen. Here's what we're doing.
Whoa, what do you think I'm doing over here, Nick?
What are you yelling at me for? Just so we have good chemistry and you fucking snap at me? What the fuck is that? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do dueling mocks. So if you like the thumbnail, we got to talk about the names. So I sent Dylan the thumbnail this morning of today's show. And I said, create the two of us on different sides with different with laptops and old retro phones and have assistants around us and looking intense and pointing at one another. And I was like, with draft boards in the back. And if you zoom in on the photo, it's Croc Dowers instead of Brock Bowers. It's Olu Fashimu. Like, it took actual players and just altered their names slightly, but Croc Dowers is amazing. And now we had Knoble be a big name in our community. Maybe Croc Dowers. We can get Lane to buy into Croc Dowers this year. So Dylan's going to go first. He's going to do a full mock. And then I'm going to go, and I'm going to do a full mock. And then we'll leave it up to you, the chat. Now, Dylan, when you're done, screenshot yours.
Yeah.
Shoot it to me on Discord so then I can put it up for everybody and they can see
Okay.
the two drafts. And
So more people can laugh at me.
Vote. So
Yes.
I will be uninterrupted here. Well, I'm going to chime in, of course. But
Of course.
Dylan, this is your draft. We will have other drafts along the way where the chat votes for the picks. But this is Dylan's draft, Dylan's way. Now, we have some rules that we put in place.
Mhm.
We're operating under the ideology of a 3-4 defense. Also, 1 trade max per person. You can either trade up at any point if you want, or you can accept an offer to move back. It doesn't matter. But 1 trade max, because obviously you can get good trade offers with every pick, and you're just here picking 45 guys, and it's not realistic.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I probably won't do any trades unless I do trade up. Once it gets to like round 5, I'll be honest, like we're just throwing darts and they're players that it's like, okay, I know his name, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do get
say my name.
I love it. All the R&B references.
Love
The one thing I do is I put the randomness up 1 extra tick. So it's normally here on PFF, and I put it to there, the bottom slider. The only thing I will say is if they don't take Fernando Mendoza at 1, like I did this morning, and they took Arvell Reese at 1, I'm going to restart the mock. I just can't. Now, if it happens a second time in a row, I will ride with it, but I'm trying to be as, realistic as possible. So with that on the clock, okay, good. They took Fernando Mendoza, made my life a lot easier. I think to me, my rankings at edge are David Bailey, Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain. David Bailey is my 4th player. I believe Arvell Reese is my 7th player, and Bain is my 8th player. So I'm going to go against my own board. I was convinced yesterday by Joe Blewett of Jets X Factor on my channel that Arvell Reese.
One other rule.
Okay.
I cannot take any players he
Yes.
takes. That's the other rule.
Yes. No doubles, no dupes. So also to help out our guy Nick Shine and there's 2, 3, 4 outside linebackers. So I'm going to take the one that has the higher rating on PFF's board, and I'm going to go against my own personal rankings, and I'll take Arvell Reese. I think the upside with him is too good to pass up on. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Mekhi Lemon went 15 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I do see a lot of talented players. I love Jermod McCoy. I probably won't take him here. I love Caleb Banks, but if I had to guess, I would say I'll leave him for you just to be a nice guy. And I'm going to take blown pick. Boom. Boom, blow it up. All right. I'm going to take Vega Luane at 16. And this is actually a mock that I've already done before in the first round. I'm coming away in the first round with an offensive player. Yeah. It doesn't have to be wide receiver, but if it's an offensive player at 16 instead of, of course. I mean, Allen talking shit, especially to me, is like, that's par for the course. So
if he stopped talking shit for 3 seconds, it's because he had an extended yawn. That's it.
That's funny. And it's probably true too. So, all right, now we're getting kind of screwed here. Mekhi Lemon went 15. McNeil Warren went 1 pick before us to Seattle, and that's absolutely treacherous for that Seattle defense, I'll be honest. But I'm going to go with the value pick here. I don't think he'll actually be here at 33, but again, you're kind of cheesing the mock a little bit because you know where they have these guys ranked. Ty Simpson, pick 33. Come on down. You don't get the 5th-year option, but you get 4 years of play out of him. This is where it gets interesting to me. You can start. Somebody said he wasn't going to chime in that much. Oh, it was the soundboard. It was the AI God. It was the AI God. So, all right. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a live Nick falling down the stairs with the pizza rolls. You keep interrupting me, man.
Enjoy your mom.
I'm glad he didn't kick me off his own show. All right, welcome to the Dylan Tereman Football Show, live in prime time. Buckle up, folks. We're taking a non-premium position here at 44. This is where the conversation starts for me to take a non-premium position. I'll explain. Yeah. Hit that link, subscribe. Over 1,620 subscribers. Appreciate all you guys. I should have prefaced my entire thing by
I had
saying,
it queued up too, so you're like
that's perfect.
Dylan Tereman show. I'm like, perfect timing.
That's absolutely perfect. I should have prefaced this by saying my 2 big free agency additions are Alex Anzalone and Romeo Doubs. I understand they're not big free agency additions, but those are the 2 because people are going to be like, why didn't you take a wide receiver here? Like Omar Cooper Jr. And things like that. Okay, I have Romeo Dobbs and AD Mitchell. I think they think highly of in the building as their wide receiver too.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a Dylan T. He spells it completely wrong, so you got to knock him some points there. But Dylan Tereman, the safety from Oregon, absolutely special player to watch. I forget what offense I was watching. I think it was I forget who it was, but he made the game-stealing interception, and it was a super athletic interception. I really appreciated it. I looked it up right away. I was like, I bet you that was Tereman because people have been asking me to watch him a ton. And, of course, it was Dylan Tereman. So had to get him here. We'll peek at the board so far. Arvell Reese at 2. Vega Luwane at 16. Thank you, big fella. Ty Simpson at 33. Tereman at 44. We're going to come back, and wow, he's here. 94 overall on the big board. We're going to take Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, JD. We're taking Kirk Cousins. Yeah, 100%. We're going to take Jacob Rodriguez, somebody who we talked about as being that green dot in our defense. So now your front seven.
Nice pick here.
I appreciate it. Your front seven now is Arvell Reese, Harrison Phillips, Juwan Briggs, Will McDonald. We still need a nose tackle, but that's fine. And then your second level defenders are Jacob Rodriguez and Jamie and Sherwood. So feeling pretty solid about that 6. We'll get the 7th guy in here still. We'll probably look to get him next round because we can still there's still value here. So we're gonna go. What do we pick? 175. This is the pick, and it's gonna be a terrible grade on PFF. I don't understand why Taylor Green is number 234. I understand I took Ty Simpson, but like this confuses me about Taylor Green being so low here. I'm not going to take him, but in most mocks, based on value, Taylor Green at 234 is an absolute steal. Like he's a 5th round pick, 6'6", 235 pounds. We have the offensive guard. Cage Casey's not terrible from Boise State because we do need tackle depth, right? They're getting rid of Chuks Okorafor. Nick, do you remember when we were like kind of panicking about Chuks Okorafor playing meaningful reps in 2025? Yeah. He didn't play one single rep.
Yeah.
The O-line stayed healthy all year. It's crazy. So we do need depth there, but we'll pass it up. Not a ton of wide receiver or cornerbacks here. Tacario Davis is an interesting one. He was a 1st round pick mocked to the Jets entering 2024, I believe, or maybe the way too early 2025s. He was in that range. He's absolutely
great reference.
Great reference.
Of the night. So
I love it. So I'm gonna take Tacario Davis. Let's see his measurables real quick. 6'4", 200 pounds. Right in that range. He's picked 179 on their board. We're picking at 175. So we're going to go Tacario Davis for some cornerback depth. Now we can come back to wide receiver. Bless you. We can come back to wide receiver. We'll get everybody's favorite small school riser on the board, Tyron Montgomery from John Carroll University.
I'll be right back.
Absolutely. And then where are we at? We're at pick 193. Okay. We still have a couple holes to fill. We could probably get one of those guys later at defensive tackle. Hemby's not a terrible option here. Hemby was the lead back. Well, not the lead back, I should say. The two-headed monster in the backfield for Indiana. So that wouldn't be a bad one. We took a safety, or else I'd take Isaiah Nwakobia. A lot of corners and safeties. Okay, here, let's see if we have... Logan Jones went to the Lions, so that's fine. We were going to take him, but let's see what else we got. Wide receiver, we just took one. Caleb Douglas would be cool. Tight end, we didn't take a tight end. Oscar Delp, Dalen Bentley, Georgia and Utah, respectively. Dalen Bentley is somebody a lot of you guys in the chat have told me about that I need to get eyes on. Oof. Contested catch rate of 26.7%. I don't know if I love that.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert. But Oscar Delp wasn't much better, and he also had a drop. All right, let's go Dalen Bentley. Tight end out of Utah. Not a ton of notes on him, but everybody in the chat likes him, so maybe this is just to satiate and get the grade up. Sorry, big fella. The draft from hell apparently continues. He said Oscar Delp would be nice. All right, we're at 207. Damn, we still have 4 picks, Nick. This is crazy. So for the people out there saying that the Jets can't trade up and get rid of 1 or 2 picks and pick 9 or 10 selections instead of 11 or 12 selections, like this is crazy. Like we're on the Idzik 12 territory. Obviously, we hope that they're better 12 players, but I don't think we need 12 draft picks, to be completely honest. Like if you could tell me we got 9 draft picks that were all in the top 5 rounds, I would take that rather than 6th and 7th round dart swings that are going to turn into Tyler Barron and probably never play anyway. So we're actually gonna take Roman Hemby, regardless of what happens to Breece Hall in the offseason. I do think you need depth at the running back spot. I mean, we saw 6 running backs take snaps for the Jets this season. So we'll go with Hemby at that pick. Of course, we will swing back around and get a second linebacker who I mentioned earlier, Owen Heineke. So now you have Jacob.
We got 95, or of you here watching. Just had a drop. But hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. For those of you just getting here, we are doing a Joe Namath giveaway tonight. It's winner's choice, either a mini helmet, a jersey, or a picture if you want to put it up on the wall. Your choice. All gifted memberships, super chats, $5 and up are tripled tonight. Thank you to the onslaught of generosity that we had earlier on the show. So you still got a little bit of time to get all your entries in. And like I said, please subscribe to the channel. We're here with Dylan Tereman. We're doing dueling mocks. We're only up 1 subscriber so far tonight. So out of the 90-something of you here, hit the subscribe button. Come back. It's a lot of fun. Be a part of the program here. And then I have Dylan's link pinned also. If you haven't already, go show him some love and join his channel as well. So please,
Absolutely.
Thank you. And then when Dylan's done, I'm going to do a mock. And then we're going to let the chat vote on who they like more.
Yes. All right. Pick 218. We're down in not in the dumps, but we're in like territory where it's like, okay, if this guy never plays for the Jets, that's fine. I'm not asking Devin Eastern to be our starting nose tackle, but 6'6", 320 pounds. He had 260 alignment snaps in the A gap, 355 the year prior. Give me him on the interior of the defensive line. One final pick. I'm going to swing at quarterback.
Oh, hold on. Black Gypsy showing some love. And he gifted a membership to the Dylan Tereman.
Oh, let's go. We love it, Gypsy. Thank you so
Black
much.
Gypsy. Appreciate you, man.
Hell yeah. All right, with the final pick, we are going to take Taylon Green, quarterback, Arkansas. So that gives you a 3-headed quarterback room of Kirk Cousins, Ty Simpson, Taylon Green, Brady Cook, and Bailey Zappi. I'm sorry. Go somewhere else. With that, we have, what does this say, 12-person? This is a 12-person haul. Okay, B+. I'll take a B+. I'm sure the chat won't give me a B+, and that's okay. Yes, Gypsy. Potheads Unite. Absolutely. But yes, I will take a B+, and we will send this over to you, Nick. And that's
right.
Okay. So want me to run down it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Arvell Reese, linebacker edge, Ohio State. Vega Luane, guard, Penn State. Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback. Dylan Thieneman, safety, Oregon. Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech. Sicario Davis, cornerback, Washington. Tyron Montgomery, wide receiver, John Carroll. Dalen Bentley, tight end, Utah. Roman Hemby, halfback, Indiana. Owen Heineke, linebacker, Oklahoma. Devin Eastern, interior defensive lineman from Minnesota. And Taylon Green, quarterback, Arkansas.
All right. Now, did you take a trade back?
I didn't take any trades. This is
So this has the comp picks in it already. That's why you have more picks than I will on PFA.
That makes sense. They projected where the comp picks are going to be, I thought. Yeah, I was confused. I was like, normally I don't do that. I don't do many 7-round mocks, but like I didn't realize how many six rounders and 7th rounders that we actually had.
I don't even need that many picks to beat you, buddy.
Oh.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah, screenshot that, crop that if you would, send that to me, and we can put that back up later. All right. Nope. What are we doing here?
I just stopped sharing my screen. That's all I did.
All right. Let's get mine here.
And we were going to use 2 different mock draft simulators to also make it harder, I guess, to have the same duplicates. Like if you fired up a mock draft right after me, like you'd be facing a lot of the same questions.
Yeah, so the rankings are different. You know, we wanted to give you guys some different names. They might have some guys 20 up, 50 down, whatever. So we're here to please, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do in pecker hunting season. So, all right, we're going to enter. Again, the rules. We're operating under the 69 of you here right now. Have to mention that, or Boomtown will yell at me. He wants Boomtown upset. We're operating under the ideology of a 3-4. I'm also operating under the theory that we got Kirk Cousins. We did not re-sign Simpson or AVT in my mock, and we did not retain Brees Hall. So that's how I'm going to operate this.
I like it.
All right. So, all right, let's get my coffee mug out of the way. Let me take you out of the way. Where do I want to put this? That's what she said. All right. Now, if any super chats, gift the memberships come in, give me a heads up because I have the chat covered right now.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get this going. Fernando Mendoza goes first. Now, you took Reese. So for those of you who don't know, I can't take anyone that Dylan took.
Yes.
So I could go wide receiver. I could take Carnell Tate. But I'm Aaron Glenn. And I'm operating under the ideology that this might be my last year. And I need to really turn this defense around. And if you don't get the quarterback, and you don't with Mendoza, you need the guy that can get to the guy. So if I'm going 3-4, give me David Bailey. Give me Bailey off the edge. And that gives me Bailey and Will McDonald as my stand-up speed rush guys. And I like that situation. Dylan, keep an eye on some of the comments because, like I said, if there's any good comments or if I get roasted, I will just let you know. I don't even need to look at the trade offers. I don't give a shit because, ladies and gentlemen, I have already won this mock. I'm taking Sonny Styles in the middle of my 3-4. And I got Bailey and I got Styles coming off the edge. I got Bailey coming off the edge and I got Styles as my mic. And now I'm going to move Sherwood to my weak inside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting the green dot on Sonny Styles. He will not be here on draft day. Mm-hmm. He might not get past the Giants at 5. Definitely not Washington at 7. And I am still thinking he could be in play at 2. I really do. I think he's that good. And I think that if you need to build your defense, I'm not out on the idea that Sonny Styles could be our pick at 2. I'm not.
Did the Cowboys trade?
Hold on. No, they're at 12. They took Fanu.
But then they're at 15.
Oh, they traded up to 15 for Jared.
Oh, I didn't know that like computer to computer trades were allowed with PF or whichever mock draft you use. That's
They
awesome.
generate a lot.
Okay, that's an interesting wrinkle. Boomtown, by the way, says Jesus, this draft is already worse than Dylan. Shut it down, Nick. And then Black Gypsy says Bailey is the correct pick. Good job, Shine. So
now, and I love Banks. This is the only guy I would take over Banks at 16.
Sonny Styles, okay, I like it.
The only guy. If I'm putting a depth chart there, it's Styles. it's Banks, and then it's like CJ Allen and McDonald. If I lose out on one or both, I can go to that next tier.
Ooh, Ty Simpson, CJ Allen, Caleb Banks all just went.
I like this.
You were faced with this situation before.
I'm taking this. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it was similar. I
Yeah.
got 42 and 73 from somebody when I did one earlier in the day. I'm taking this trade.
Yeah.
And I'm taking this trade because I think I can get the value of what I'm looking for at pick 74. And that gives me a third round pick, something that we don't have right now. And I think anyone here, I'd be happy with my pick at 40. I still have Lee Hunter and McDonald there. I have McNeil Warren. I have Chase Besantis, who I love.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to accept this right now. This will be my one trade that I can accept. And we move back, and now we have 40, 44, 74. So we close that gap from 44 to 103. Now, I can't take any more trades.
JD Surf City says,
still
did
there.
you get Dobbs in free agency too? Because you did not address wide receiver fast enough.
No, I did not go after Dobbs. I think
Yep.
that you're going to see. Joe Caporoso had a really good article. He put 10 things on Twitter. 10 mostly positives they were. Like he had the headline, like 10 mostly positive things.
Mhm.
And he really believes Isaiah Williams is going to have a bigger role at wide receiver next year.
Okay.
If I have Kirk Cousins at quarterback and I have Garrett, Mitchell, Mechie, Williams, and say you get a veteran for one more year, like a Ty Johnson, or if you have a Josh Reynolds, but he's your 5th or 6th instead of your 2 going into the season, that's where you put a veteran like a Josh Reynolds. He's your 5th. Irv Charles coming back from injury, your special teamer, and your 6th. Isaiah Williams, special teamer, 6th. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I didn't choose fast mode, Larry, because I'm going to talk a little bit. But right now, I got several names that I really like here. But I want to build a powerhouse football team. And bringing in Chase Besantis and putting him next to Olu. We got the bookends with Olu and Membu. And now we got the interior bookends with Tittman and Besantis. I'm good. I'm building one of the best offensive lines in football. I'm going to hide that trade. And now, just looking to see if they've changed their rankings at all. And wow, they have Oscar Delp at 60 here.
Wow. They also have Jonah Coleman, I believe, really high, the running back from Washington. And apparently he wasn't invited to the combine, and he might not even be drafted.
Jonah Coleman,
71
here.
Yeah. By the way, Besantis played 1,350 snaps over the last 2 years at left guard.
Yeah, I love that. Him and
Olu. He played right tackle for 540 snaps in 2023. So at worst, say you do retain AVT and you get Besantis, then you have your guard tackle flexibility guy.
Thanks for watching the show, Mace. You're a sweetheart. Yeah. Give me 6'3", 320. Give me a year and a half ago at nose tackle. Now I'm like Bailey. I'm an undersized defensive end. I'm 6'3". I'm 236. Ding. Give me Lee Hunter as my nose. So far I got 3 of my front 7. And I told you, I want to create a dominant front 7. I got speed off the edge. I got Styles in the middle. I got Hunter at my nose. I got Briggs and Phillips up front. I like that front 3. Sherwood's my off ball. I'm trading Jermaine Johnson. And I got McDonald and Bailey standing up. Now, I get it. It's undersized. You're going to need one of those guys to step up in the run game and be your strong side, Jack. But all right, here at 74. Man. Oh, man.
I know who I would pick.
Oh, man.
You're picking in a realm that I've never picked in before. And there's some players here that I like, and I'm like, wow.
This is why I love the trade back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'll
you
tell
really
you what
gotta
I'm
trade
thinking
down.
right now.
Okay.
Bernard from Alabama.
Yep.
Okay. Connor Lew, the center from Auburn. Just
Oh,
finish the
wow.
fucking line.
Yeah, sure.
Let
Yeah.
Myers go back to being sixth man.
Yeah.
But Connor Rogers sold me on this guy. I saw Connor Rogers' video, and he said, Love is getting all the love, as he should. He's getting all the fanfare.
Yeah.
And Connor Rogers said, word for word, if you told me Jadarian Price in 2 to 3 years was a top 5 running back in football, it wouldn't surprise me. I am taking Jadarian Price, the backup to Love, and that's going to be my Breece Hall replacement.
I like it. I like it. I would have gone Kamari Ramsey with that pick because I love the safety. I love the safety out of USC. But I can't argue Jadarian Price. I said to Lou B this morning, I was like, I'd rather take Jadarian Price at his value, which is mid-third rounder, than take Jeremiah Love with 2 or even a trade down from 2. Ass and thighs, baby. Ass and legs. That's what it's all about, guys.
That's it.
Mass kicks ass.
If you notice, nobody on my team so far is outside the trenches. It's front 7 on defense. It's guard and running back. I want to build up the middle. If you want to have all the flash on the outside, you got to have the fucking substance in the middle.
Yep.
See, they still have Trinidad Chambliss here. Now
he begged hard enough to go back to school.
Yeah.
People will tell you he didn't want to be
the
in
Epstein
jail.
files for him because he likes being around young people too much.
Oh my god!
Too soon? Too soon? Too soon? He's like fucking 30, bro. Go to the NFL.
Sorry to derail it, but what did you think about Joe Judge talking about fatherhood for college football players? Did you happen to catch that one?
I did not.
He said something about like if your wife or significant other is having a baby in the middle of football season, dad's got to be in the other room. Dad needs to be focused on the football season. And then he got so much backlash that he came out, I think this morning or yesterday, with a comment adding more context to what he said. But he turned the comments off on Twitter. And like when you turn the comments off on Twitter, you know you said some dumb shit. So like, good job, Joe Judge. People can be a football player and a father.
Now, a couple years ago, the Jets found a guy under the Joe Douglas regime from Duke, a corner, who plays the nickel.
Mm-hmm.
I like Brownlee. I think Brownlee's very physical. I think he can be a third linebacker in certain sets. I think you can bring him in 2 tight end sets and have him line up over a tight end. If they got to go out into coverage, he's big enough. He's physical enough. He can handle those assignments. But what are you going to do when you got a burner in the slot?
Yep.
I need a guy on my defense because I'm building a championship defense like Seattle did. I'm taking all these picks and I'm building a dominant defense.
Yep.
I'm taking Chandler Rivers from Duke to be my second interior and my speedster matchup because the drag routes in the NFL nowadays are killing teams. And if you don't have a guy that can run and cover that drag route, you're going to get cooked all day.
Yep.
So I'm taking Chandler Rivers, and I'm going to put speed in the middle of my defense, where when they go 4 wide, I can have Brownlee cover a tight end or a bigger, more physical wide receiver. They do Brock Bowers will slide out. I could put Brownlee on him. But I need a guy who's going to cover a speedster guy.
Yep. Chandler Rivers
and Black Gypsy brings this up. His style of play, health is a concern.
Yep. You need depth in the room regardless. So give me versatile pieces. I think Chandler Rivers would do fine on the boundary as well. He's got the Aaron Glenn measurables, so it's not like, oh, Aaron Glenn neglects, sub 6 foot corners. I know we have a bunch of 6 foot plus corners, but I like Chandler Rivers in Senior Bowl. Somebody was like, hey, watch Chandler Rivers, a cornerback from Duke. And the day that I watched him, he was, sticky in man coverage, separating man from ball, pass breakups. I think he even had an interception. So I think Chandler Rivers might have been the person that almost hit me with a football He got an interception and ran it back for a touchdown. And it was right in front of where Dom and I were
threw it to
standing.
celebrate
And he
it?
threw it right at the fence, and it landed like 6 feet from me. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, I almost got taken out. That would have been quite the memory.
I would have got stretchered off the field. I would have made a national story out of it.
That's hilarious. And it was not him. It was the North Carolina guy, Thaddeus Dixon, I think. So, wrong blue school. Dude, that's the hardest part with college is like so many schools have like similar color schemes. And I'm like, all right, it was a blue school, but I don't know which blue school.
All right, we're at pick 175 here in the 5th round.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do it here? Defense, safety. I mean, Boykin, safety from Indiana, he was smart. I don't know much about him. He played well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, just because I want a bigger guy back there in the back of my defense, and I'm going to continue adding to the defense, I'm going to take Wadette Williams Jr. from Ole Miss, safety. Can you tell me anything about him? Are you
PFF doesn't even have him on their big board. So
really?
No, I cannot. You might have found the sleeper of all sleepers, though. This is the interesting part because most mock draft simulators have different guys everywhere. So what is he, 193? Is that what the number was on him on his ranking for this? Yeah. So I mean, we're getting into the territory where it's like whoever runs certain sites probably just haven't gotten to those players yet.
Yeah, so they haven't reclassified them in their rankings because the comments say coming soon, so they may have not gotten to him yet.
You said he's a safety from Ole Miss.
Yeah, Wadette Williams Jr.
Wadette Williams. Okay,
I'm taking him just because he's 6'2", and I want someone tall on the back end.
He transferred from so he played Delta State for 23 games in 2022, 2023. He transferred to University of Louisiana Monroe, where he played 12 games, got 99 tackles, 4.5 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, 3 interceptions. 2 fumble recoveries, 1 forced fumble, and a blocked kick. So he's really a do-it-all guy. Like this is going to be a core special teamer for your program. So you can't go wrong with that at pick 175.
Yeah. And you got it. I got Josh Cameron lined up from Baylor to take here as my wide receiver. You didn't take him, right?
No, but Josh Cameron was fun at the Senior Bowl. I enjoyed Josh Cameron. He
had 69 receptions. It's meant to be on this spot. It's meant to be. Lock it in. Josh Cameron from Baylor, 6'1", 223, 69 catches, 872 yards, while having a 76.8 PFSN wide receiver impact score. He's uniquely built wide receiver with high-level frame density, compact mass, proportional length, and long strider burst, but he also has the ability to reduce and use stride variations to separate quickly. So at 6'1", 223, we will take that. Josh Cameron, you are a Nick Shine New York Jet.
Averaged over 13 yards per catch over the last 2 seasons, 1,500, almost 1,600 receiving yards, and 19 touchdowns. We take that production in the 5th round.
So far, to recap, at number 2, I got David Bailey as my 3-4 outside linebacker. I got Sonny Styles as my Mike. I got Chase Besantis as my guard, replacing and upgrading from John Simpson. I got a nose at 44, Lee Hunter. I got Jadarian Price, my Breece Hall replacement. I got Chandler Rivers, cornerback at 103, a slot, nickel, cover, speedy guy. 175, safety, Wadette Williams. 178, Josh Cameron, wide receiver. And now just waiting for this to simulate and get to 238. We're almost there. And I'm doing it now. DT. I'm taking Jack Strand as my developmental quarterback. Low risk, high reward, 6'7", 240. Video I saw on him, the guy said he runs like he's 6'1", 210, can make all the throws, anticipation. I have no interest in him playing this year at all, unless
Mhm.
it's a Brady Cook situation at the end of the
Yeah.
year. But that's a guy that I can bury in the depth chart,
Yep.
build, develop, let him sit with Reich, let him sit with the QB coach with
Musgrave.
Musgrave. But
Yeah.
give me Jack Strand.
You're probably getting one start out of him because that is the Jet rule. Outside of 2024, at least 3 quarterbacks have to start for the Jets. So you are getting one game out of whoever is in that quarterback room. So Jack Strand, week 18 versus the Miami Dolphins for the Cancun Bowl.
And just because I thought he did well in the playoffs, he's probably old. That doesn't have his age listed here. Listen, you play on a big time running program like Indiana was this year, and they dominate. Give me Pat Coogan, the center, as my last pick.
Pat Coogan. He is like, I think he's the size of a tackle, and he plays center. Yeah, 6'5",
We drafted
311
Pittman, right?
pounds.
Like, I want
Yeah.
that big, physically imposing
Yep.
offensive line.
6'5", 311. Wow. Yeah, that is physically imposing. I want to see what his age is. Is he a Cougar? He's 23. His birthday is November 18th, 2022. So he will be 24 by the end of his rookie season. But again, you're taking a guy in the 6th round, 7th round. Completely fine. Former Notre Dame Golden Domer.
Oh, what the fuck?
Technically was named the Rose Bowl MVP because they gave the MVP to the entire offensive line. What happened?
I Googled how to screenshot before. And now I'm trying to do it.
I love it.
Okay. I clicked the video button. I clicked the camera and it slid the video. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want to record video.
What kind of computer do you have?
HP.
Oh, okay. I have a MacBook, so like on my little like touch bar, it has a picture of a camera. You click it, and then it pops right up. It's like, do you want to take a screen grab or a screenshot? It's like just as easy as iPhone.
Well, fuck you.
Well, I wasn't saying it's a bad thing.
I don't know. I didn't have another reply, dude.
I just said if I was really gonna say, like, if you had a MacBook, I'd tell you how to do it, but
I've had a Mac. I know how to do it with the iPhone. All right, we got Mock.
Yeah.
What's today's date?
The 15th.
15th.
Yep, 2:15.
We're gonna save you.
Boomtown says, take a picture with your Polaroid camera.
All right, calm down, Boom. You're in fucking Canada. You don't even have Polaroids yet. Okay,
Wow,
relax, buddy. Relax, pal.
Gypsy says, LOL, Nick like an old man using technology.
Well, for those of you who've been watching the program for a while, when I had a laptop, I mean, I still have the laptop, but I use it to stream. All the websites are saved with the password, so I use that to hook up the HDMI wire to the TV, and now I got the desk and the setup here. We used to call it old man interneting. When I had to close it because the processor was so slow, like it would freeze everything, and everyone would be like old man interneting. So, you know what? Sometimes it's good to revisit. Now, you sent me
It's in your Twitter DMs, yeah.
Twitter. Okay.
L. Turkin says no QB, Nick. I mean, you just watched him take Jack Strand, so technically he took a quarterback.
I will have those in a second. Give me a second.
There was no grade attached to it, or you're going to get to the grade?
What?
Was there a grade attached to that mock draft? Do they grade you? They don't. Okay.
They don't give grades.
So who asked that? I forget. But you have to make up your own grade now. Boomtown.
Obviously A+.
Yeah. I thought the top.
I thought you agreed. You just told everyone vote for me.
I thought the top of your draft was very good. I liked a lot of the guys that you got. You filled out the defense well. I love Chandler Rivers. Let's see.
We're gonna save you. All right, old man interneting. We're almost there.
Johnny Boy says, "Donde está el baño?" It's over there.
All right. I'll send the picture. Create a photo file. All right. Here we go. All right. There's yours. That's what she said. Here's mine. Okay. Bang, bang.
Gypsy
Bang.
says Dylan draft was better, more upside. Shine draft is good, but offense will suck.
And that was my whole plan this year, Gypsy. Like,
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn has to build a great defense. He's the coordinator.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to shop on offense in free agency.
Mhm.
A veteran wide receiver to bring in, a Kirk Cousins at cornerback. Your running back room is set. If if you keep Hall or if you go get Price, like I did, you address it.
Yeah.
All right. So before we put up the polling, this is Dylan's.
I love that they don't even have John Carroll's logo because it's such a small school that PFF just doesn't have their like emblem.
And Montgomery too. Montgomery doesn't have one.
That's what I meant. Is that what I said? I said John Carroll, but that's the school, not the prospect.
Well, guys, don't forget. I saw somebody put a comment. Nick planning on 3-0 wins. Number one, I would love those type of games if it's great defense,
God.
because we have 3 number 1 picks in 27: quarterback, wide receiver, and then you move on from Stevens and you get an elite corner. That would be my vision with this draft. That would be my vision for 27.
Mm-hmm. My only pushback is: do you think the Jets will just disregard offense? Because in my opinion, offense is what's going to save them their job, not defense.
I disagree, because Aaron Glenn's name is on the defense now.
Sure,
If the
but can they get
defense,
to like
now that he's
22nd?
running it, does not fucking work, then he's done.
But could they get to 22nd and keep his job if the offense is like league average? Like, okay, I'll put it this way. If the defense is league average and the offense is 22nd to 24th, I think Glenn loses his job. If the offense is league average and the defense is 22nd to 24th, we're probably an 8-win team.
See, I think that if you have a Kirk Cousins-led offense, you can be from 16 to 20. I think you can get there with this offensive line and the amount of time that we gave to Fields and Taylor and Cook. If you do that for Cousins, who can force feed the ball to his best players, and Garrett Wilson will have his best year ever with Kirk Cousins, then you have your mid offense. Let the defense make the massive jump. And then in 27, you can go add a Jeremiah Smith. You can go add your quarterback. You can go make your offense take that jump to the 8 to 12 range, potentially.
Yeah.
All right. So here's Dylan's draft. Here's mine. And now, who cooked up better? Nick or Dylan? Dylan or Nick? Jake with the super chat says, donuts with Dylan and Dom C for life. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Jake. And last call, super chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships. All raffle entries are tripled. We are going to do that raffle right after this. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. We'll take some questions. Did I miss any super chats? Did I miss anything during that? No. Black Gypsy and then Jake. Okay.
So if you're looking at just your top 6 picks, Bailey, Styles, Besantis, Hunter, Price, Rivers, and then you flip to my top 6, Reese, Vega, Simpson, Thieneman, Rodriguez, Davis, they're pretty even, I think. Obviously, we have different strategies, right? I took a potential quarterback. I took not two linebackers, but I took 2 secondary players in Thieneman and Rodriguez. So you definitely went the trench route, whereas I was like, okay, we have some trench, but we also have some boundary guys as well. So different strategies, but I do think the top 6, and I mean, after that, it really just gets like dart throwy, hairy, like maybe Montgomery, Bentley, Hemby kind of saves me compared, but I like Strand and I like Coogan as your final 2 picks, and I like Josh Cameron. So like really the only pick that I had no idea about is Widette Williams.
And I
again,
just needed a safety, right?
and if
Like,
that's
I
a
just
core special
needed a safety.
teamer, right? If
Yeah.
that's a core special teamer, that is a fine pick.
If I'm adding Rivers and Williams and Cameron to my specials,
Yeah.
that's, and don't Banjo's going to get some of his guys.
Oh,
Don't think
Banjo is
that
going
Banjo's
to
going to get neglected with the draft. Banjo's
Yeah.
going to get some of these guys with these later picks.
Yeah, for sure. I think both are good. I'm not going to tell people how to vote, but I do think both mocks are very good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any. I don't like Simpson.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I think realistically, you'd have to trade up in round 1 to get Simpson
Sure,
to get the
yeah.
5th year on the quarterback because you're going to sit him a year, right? You
Yep.
want that option, so you're not going to sit at 33. If somehow he falls, I'm not going to be irate if he's our 3rd player selected,
Yes.
but I'm
If
just not a fan.
if he wasn't on the
Because
board,
if
I
I'm
probably
taking
would
a
have traded out.
quarterback in round 1 or 2, the plan would be to play him come 27.
He's
I
playing
don't
in
think
December.
he's good enough.
Yeah.
I don't want there to be a discussion in the Jets building of we took this guy, let's play him, let's neglect quarterback and what could be one of the best quarterback classes we've seen in a very long time. So I'm
Well,
good with a
yeah.
late flyer with a guy that you have no hope for in 27, unless you catch Tom Brady lightning in a bottle at 199, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, hypothetically, they take Simpson. He starts 4 games, right? In late December, early January. He starts 15 to 18, weeks 15 through 18. He's not great. Everybody gets fired. They get a new coaching staff. Do you think Ty Simpson is worth trading away for a top 80 selection? If somebody offers,
right? Like you need more data.
but that's the thing is it's too soon to tell where it's a positive for the Jets because a coach will say, hey, this guy just played for the goddamn Jets. We saw everybody leave the Jets and get better. Nathaniel Hackett got a job after he left the Jets, which is pretty crazy. Like you could trade Ty Simpson for pick 75, pick 80 in the 2027 draft, and then take another swing at quarterback, in my opinion. So like I don't think it prohibits you in 2027 from taking a quarterback, even if Aaron Glenn is the coach for a 3rd season. You got to take the swing, and that's the only reason I did it. If Ty Simpson was not there, I would have probably traded out from 33.
All right. I'm showing only 15 votes on YouTube right now. Are you seeing that? I don't know.
I don't have YouTube pulled up because I tried to limit the amount of
folks. We got 70 people in here right now. Get your votes in.
I tried to limit the amount of tabs I have open so I don't get my processor doesn't slow down and
yeah. No, I got you.
And every time I keep typing you, I keep sending it to you in the Twitter DMs because I'm trying to type it into my URL search and it's just not working. There we go. I'm going to go vote. I won't tell you who I'm voting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, liar, liar, pants on fire, Mike D's nuts was not done. He said earlier, okay, I'm done.
Let's go.
And he's back with another $20 super chat. 12 more entries on the wheel. Mike, I don't even know what to say. I texted Mike earlier during your mock just saying thank you so much. Mike, thank you. I don't even know what to say at this point. I do have to go there and copy your name 12 times and add that to the wheel. Folks, we're a few minutes away from the Joe Namath raffle. Again, winner's choice. Mini helmet, jersey, autographed, or a picture. I love you too, Mike. Thank you, buddy. And then going forward, after we spin the wheel tonight, we are going to do winner's choice. Joe Namath will be taken off because he was just this prize. But say you have a Nick Mangold. You might not want to get in on that raffle. You might say, hey, if I win, I want a Curtis Martin mini helmet. He's got the most beautiful penmanship I've ever seen. I need that displayed by my television. Okay. You win, Curtis Martin mini helmet for you. So you pick the player. and then we'll figure out the actual prize based off of whoever wins. So
Curtis
going
Martin, great
forward.
first name, by the way.
I'm sorry.
Curtis Martin, great first name, by the way. Some might say elite. It's my middle name.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right, we got 22 votes. Dylan running away with it. I'm a little surprised.
Uh-oh.
I mean,
I wonder what it is that's tipping.
yeah,
the
that's what I
scale.
would love to hear. Like,
Yeah.
we get Sonny
Glick-
Styles. I
Because
think
Vic says
better than
Simpson is a
Rodriguez.
waste of a pick. So
You know, you got the better guard if you're doing comparative, right?
sure, yeah.
You got Ione. I got Basantis. You got Reese. I got Bailey.
You got Styles and I got Rodriguez, so you win the linebacker. The Boom says I
got
misclicked
Hunter,
and we
so
don't
I
know
got
who
the
his
better
vote
nose.
was. Yeah.
You got Simpson. I got Strand. You got Thieneman. I got Williams.
Yep.
You got Decario Davis. I got Rivers. Right around the same. You had a couple extra picks, though, because your comp picks are already factored in. Mine
Yes,
aren't. So I'm
yeah.
obviously going to blame that as to why you're winning. You got
volume.
Roman Hemby.
Yeah, just winning.
I got
volume.
Price from Notre Dame.
I think you got the better back.
Yeah. So I'm curious what's tipping the scale.
Yeah, what is the
in your
differentiator?
favor?
Because I was
I
surprised
know
that
somebody
people
said earlier that they don't think Styles will be there at 16.
Yeah,
which I
JD
agree.
said
I said
Simpson
it.
won't
But
be
if
there
it's
either
there
for
in the
me.
mock, I'm not going to pass on Styles.
Right. Yeah. JD said Ty is not gonna be at 33 for me either. So yeah, we each took a guy that's like probably not gonna be there at this selection. So
Okay.
I thought Ty was gonna kill me because everybody just seems to hate that take that I have. But it's all predicated again, and I've said this 25 million times. If the Jets think he's gonna be a top 16 to 14 passer in the first 3 to 4 years of his career, you do it. You take the swing at quarterback. It doesn't matter what I think about the guy. And I mean, personally to me, wow, Mike, personally to me, the difference between Fernando Mendoza and Ty Simpson is not a ton.
I don't even know what to say at this point.
You're not getting Jordan's next weekend either, Mike.
You might have to go from Shaq's at Walmart.
Yo, don't sleep on Shaq's, man. Those were great.
Dude, they were like up to your knees. They were military boots. How
They
fucking
really
big
were.
They were.
Yeah, but the emblem
Mike,
of
you're the
him
fucking man,
dunking,
dude.
like the two-handed dunk with his legs up in the air, like that was the little emblem on the shoe. Back when Shaq was 32 and not 34. Dom, neither of us drafted a kicker. So do we both win? Shout out to Dom C.
What up, Dom? Thank you, sir.
I think we should draft a kicker if there's one worth drafting. Obviously, Nick Folk probably coming back on a 1-year deal, can barely hit a 55-yarder. I think it's worth it. Plus the new kicking rules. The kicking record was broken twice in the same year. I mean, it was the same person, but Cam Little hit a 67 and a 68-yard field goal in the first year of the new K-ball rule. So maybe they don't draft a guy, but they have to go.
Have guys that can kick 65-yarders like they're nothing. And
go find a
listen,
soccer player.
If you got the special teams coach, which you do,
yes,
you can find a guy, right?
Yes.
And when we get the comp picks, like your site that you use had the comp picks. If I had a couple extra picks late, I probably would have taken a kicker. But
yeah,
I don't have those extra picks with that site.
right.
So,
right.
Folks, hit the like button if you haven't already. We're a few moments away from doing the Joe Namath raffle. What did you send me? Oh, it says you.
I kept trying to type YouTube into my URL, and it kept sending it to you.
I'm like, you. I'm like, what am I getting this alert for?
Yes, you.
Let's see. All right. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So YouTube analytics tell me about 30% of the viewers aren't subscribers. So if we got 77 here, probably a good amount of you that aren't subbed yet. Please subscribe.
Yep. Somebody said Jack Strand was the pick that did it for him, and that's some deep scouting. To that, I rebuttal and say, Shine just likes Moorhead, so he picked him.
That's fine. When you're right, you're right, though. I'm not going to argue with you if you're right.
It's not that you're right. It's that you're not wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella with the super chat. I want all my entries to go to Mike D's Nuts since I have a Namath auto. But if I do win, we are going to taste these. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I will keep TBF on the wheel, and then you can just graciously give it to Mike. This way we know it was your entry. And then, yeah, we'll go to taste these. That sounds great. That sounds terrific. Oh, let me add those.
So is this Mike D's Nuts wheel, and we're all just living in it?
Mike said, "You know what? Bullshit. Don't tell me we can't reinvent the wheel. Watch this."
Yeah. Nice little nut-shaped wheel.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, Yankees. We probably didn't address wide receiver 2 to everybody's liking. I signed Dobbs in free agency and drafted Tyler Montgomery. Nick
I think we have WR2.
Cameron.
I think Mitchell separation.
Internally, yeah.
He really didn't play a lot with Garrett Wilson, so he was forced to be a 1.
Yeah.
I believe Mitchell's your 2 this year. You get
I do
Kirk
too.
Cousins, and you have Garrett Wilson with Mitchell. And that's a good one, too. Mitchell was a second-round pick.
Pick 45. Yeah.
Talent. Mitchell
Celebrated by our former
GM. He showed the ability to get open. He's shown the ability to catch in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mitchell is being slept on. I think the quarterback play has soured people on the receiving core. But if you bring in Kirk Cousins, dude, that guy can fucking feed the ball to people left and right. You could say a lot about Cousins, but go look at numbers of guys who played for him. He gets the ball to his guys.
Yeah.
I know. Lemon's nice. Tate is nice. Tyson's nice. But I believe that the Colts are going to shit the fucking bed without a quarterback next year. And I think we're going to have 2 potential top 10 picks.
Yeah.
So I'm
hopefully the
fine.
Colts don't go after Kirk Cousins.
I'm holding out hope for Jeremiah Smith. Like if I'm going to go top 10 receiver, get me the guy that could be the best wide receiver in football from the moment he steps on the field.
Yep, 100%.
And I don't want to not take him next year. If I have to fall back for Ryan Williams in the top 10, okay. You know what I mean? If I got to fall back for, was it Cam Cameron? Who just transferred?
Yeah. Shit.
Cameron?
Yeah, it's Cam something.
I keep forgetting his name. But there's 3 guys that I think are just, I mean, Jeremiah Smith would be wide receiver 1 in this draft. There's guys that compare to these guys. So we're going to be in a position, I think, next year to get a quarterback and a wide receiver in the top 10. So
Cam Coleman.
And
then you have Nick Marsh, who is at Michigan State. So those are your top 3. You also have Ryan Wingo from Texas, Ryan Williams, who you mentioned from Alabama, if he can just hold on to the damn ball. Ian Strong from he transferred to USC. Nick Harbor from South Carolina, who really needs to show me stuff, man. Yeah, Nick Harbor needs to show me stuff. Him and Sellers really got to have a bounce back 2026 because it was unwatchable at times in that offense.
All right. 69 of you watching again. Thank you. Hit the like button, please. Try to get to 100 likes for the Sunday night show. We've hit it a couple times on other shows as well, but if you're here, please do so. Looks like you guys like Dylan's draft better. That's fine. That's fine. Dylan, it's your last time as a guest on the show, so I hope you enjoyed your stay. Good luck with the channel. Everyone, unsubscribe now.
At least I leave you with Pecker season.
That's it, man. It worked. So we got only 35 votes. I just think people don't want to vote for me, so they're holding back their vote to keep you in the lead, right? There's the chaos votes that always happen. We were talking about it earlier in the stupid secret meeting. There's the chaos vote in the final. So here's what we're going to do. We're at 2:09. All right. In 3 minutes, we'll end the poll. And then at the 2-hour, 15-minute mark, we're going to spin the wheel.
Hell yeah.
So last entries. And thank you again, everybody. Mike, everybody. Peg and Artie, who gifted. Kevin Tats gifted. Let's just go down and thank everyone. Jake, Boomtown, Peg and Artie, Cuddy, Lou B, Kevin Tats, Mike These Nuts, Peg and Artie, Mike These Nuts, Knob, Mike These Nuts, Mike These Nuts with $100 super chat. The Big Fella, Knobcraft, Mike These Nuts, Black Gypsy, Jake, Mike These Nuts, The Big Fella. Thank you, everybody, for tonight. You guys are tremendous. Hopefully the Jets offseason is as awesome as you people were tonight. I can't thank you enough for it.
Absolutely. Our guy Brian Glick in the chat says Vegas taking Jeremiah Smith #1 overall in 2027. Do you think that they take Fernando Mendoza 1 overall this year and end up with the #1 overall pick next year?
Because he'll be in a fucking hospital by Rosh Hashanah. The second, third week of September, he'll be in a fucking hospital. They won't be able to hold him upright.
Completely fair. Yeah,
Liar,
get his
liar,
out.
pants on
Yeah.
fire.
Let's go. Mike.
Plus, you have about 30 big fella entries going for you too, Mike.
Whew. It's the D's nuts wheel. It's all it is.
I'm not even gonna say it. I won't speak it into existence. I'm not gonna say it. I keep looking for M for Mike, and it's just these nuts that I put. 6 more for Mike. Mike's gonna have to go back to Velcro sneakers for a little bit. I might just have to buy Mike a pair of fucking Jordans after tonight.
Could you imagine though? Like he doesn't win the raffle prize. Like you gotta buy him like the new pair of Jordans that come out or something.
That's it. Shrink wrapped. All right. We are 3 minutes away from the Joe Namath raffle. Mike has said if he wins, he wants a jersey with Joe Namath's signature on it. Mike, you got it. If you win, good luck to you, buddy. Dylan wins almost 2-to-1 ratio, only 39 votes. So I call a poppycock. I need it to be like the New Jersey governor election. I need like 300,000 more people that are registered to vote to just pop in out of nowhere. Like we would have had 200 votes, then maybe I would have won. But
were there missing ballots in New Jersey?
No, there was more than ever.
The most ever?
Yeah.
The most ever?
Yeah, more than ever. But I digress. Nothing missing.
It's always something.
Jordan 6s for 250. Please let Mike win.
Oh, man.
Ricky, New York coming in right at the buzzer, gifting a membership. That went to... Waiting for YouTube to comply. We got 83 likes last I checked. I'm refreshing now, folks. Hit that like button. Let's get 88. There we go. We're moving on up. And Ricky's gift went to Brian Glick. Brian's here. So let's put Ricky in for 3. Very important to hit the save button after these. Very important. Big night on the show. Thank you, everybody. You guys are fucking incredible. There's no way to sugarcoat it. You're amazing. All right. Let's get this bad boy up here. That's what she said. Bang. Bang, bang. We got the Joe Willie wheel. Dylan, anything that you wanted to discuss that we didn't? And here you see all the mics.
No, man.
I popped Ricky's. Ricky was just there in the middle. These are all mics.
That's quite a bit. No, I think we covered everything. We did a good job. 2 hours and 15 minutes.
All right, Mike. I'm going to ask you, since you are the leader in the clubhouse, pick a number between 1 and 5. Mike, these nuts. You're probably going to pick 2 because Most people have 2 nuts. I don't know if there's any special circumstances in the chat, but we don't judge here. I have 9 toes. We're a loving community. Oh, he goes with 4. All right, so we're going to shuffle this 4 times. Last call right now. Ricky, good comment. Mike, can I have the prize? Oh, you said Mike can have the prize if I win. I thought he said Mike can I have the prize if you win.
Hey, shoot or shoot if he was asking for the prize.
Good stuff.
That's funny.
And now Kevin coming back fighting. Ricky, get off my raffle. All right, folks. He said 4, so we're going to shuffle it 4 times. 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. And here's 4. All right. Give it the last couple seconds. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all of you. There we go. Always wait. And look at that. Ricky gifts one. And then Adirondack Fly Guy says, I want back in, and gifts one to Ricky.
Hell yeah.
Community. Oh, now I got to reshuffle. Oh. Fly Guy. We're going to save. And we're going to shuffle 4 times now. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I think we're good.
Yep.
Dylan, you ready?
Yeah, I'm betting that Mike wins.
Good bet. Good luck, everyone. Thank you again. Tremendous evening here on the channel.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. I keep looking. All right. If you are gifting or super chatting right now, you will be the first one on the next wheel. 73 people here. Joe Klecko says, spin the wheel. Here we go. No dramatic music. Just my soothing voice. And it is Leany. Leany wins.
Wow.
Text Leany.
What do you want to say to Leany?
You won the Joe Namath item.
What a win for Leany.
The Queen. Congrats, Queen Leany. Mike, let me know what size your Jordans are, bro.
I was waiting for it. Mike logged off. Mike did the Jake Asman bad internet connection. He smashed his keyboard through his computer. Oh wow. What a turn of events, folks. You gotta be in it to win it, Nick.
Yeah. We've had one. I believe it was Philip Hannon won one. He had one entry. And he won.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
What an evening. Congrats to Leany. Thank you, everybody, for all of your contributions, support with this channel. I'm really, honestly humbled by tonight. You guys are the best. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what we're going to do, Dylan. I got an idea. Sometimes I get those. Sometimes
I get high ideas.
All right, I got it. All right. I'm going to start the next wheel off. And these are tripled. All right. So I'm going to gift 5 memberships right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to kick 15 entries for Mike off on the next wheel.
I think it's fair.
Give Mike a little love. So, Mike, You start off the next wheel where it's winner's choice. And Mike, if you win, if you want a Joe Namath, you get a fucking Joe Namath.
What if Mike wins the next wheel and he's like, just get me some Jordan 6s, Nick?
My 5 on behalf of Mike went to Party with Peg and Artie, Johnny Ace, Dino, Porkstar 13, and Big Rush. No problem. And thank you again to everybody. And we will, let's see what today's date is, Dylan.
The 15th.
I know. I want to look at the calendar and then look at the weeks going into March. Let's go. One.
Mm.
All right. I tell you what. Our next raffle will be 4 weeks from tonight. We'll do it March 15th, right when free agency starts. So there'll be a popular show. Everyone will be here. Free agency kicks off.
I won't be, unfortunately. It's the day before my birthday. I will be getting absolutely inebriated in New Jersey with my friends.
I live in New Jersey.
We won't be getting inebriated together.
You need a fucking driver. Why pay for an Uber when you got me?
You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
Take you out on Saturday. I do shows on Sunday. Show some fucking respect.
Yeah, God forbid my birthday gets in the way of the Nick Shine. My birthday's actually Monday.
Well, no, it's not your birthday getting in the way. It's my transportation services can only be used when I'm available.
Yes, 100%. Welcome to something. Yes, I am. I don't know what day that is, but we certainly will. And I will be in my new apartment by that time. Oh, we are doing a 420 stream on my channel. What day is that of the week?
It is a Monday.
Oh, me and BJF, you guys are cooked, and I certainly will be.
You're going to be cooked. You know what? I'm going to move it up.
Hell yeah.
I'm debating. Because Tuesday, March 10th is 3 years sober.
Ooh, let's go.
Total segue from the shit you were just talking about, you fucking degenerate.
I know. Sorry.
You know what? We'll do the next raffle on the 15th, and that'll be the 3-year celebration. I don't have enough time with what I have to take off on the 10th. Although, fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen, a couple job postings got posted, and one of them is the daytime. So if your boy gets the new posting, then March 10th will be March 10th. So
love it.
All right. Dylan, your link is still pinned.
Awesome.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. I'm still gonna hang. Dylan, I know you gotta go. You said 90 minutes. You did 150. So
It's par for the course for me. I'm a talker. I have a soft spot in my heart for you. So this happens on Jake's show every week. We've ended the DT Content World Tour. We had Jake on Friday, Jets Worldwide, wide on Friday. We had Atlantic Flight Pod Saturday morning. I went across the pond and hung out with Gus Toon. I had Joe Blewett on my channel yesterday. That was, I think, my second, if not best, video I've ever posted in terms of views. That hit over 3,000 today. I'm super grateful for Joe. Then I had Boy Green this morning, and I got Nick Shine to end my weekend. So first football this weekend, and all I'm doing is sitting at home talking about football. So I couldn't ask for a better weekend. I appreciate you.
What other way to celebrate a holiday weekend in February? We're not talking about a fucking parade that we were at.
It's a holiday?
What?
It's a holiday weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow's President's Day.
Oh, yeah. That's not a blue-collar holiday. We work on those days. I was like, wait. What
smoke without telling me you smoke? Bro, it's a holiday, bro.
how am I supposed to know it's President's Day is a holiday? I have no idea.
All right.
That's funny.
Oh, look at the love. Adirondack Fly Guy gifted again to the big fella. All right. Now I got to start. All right. So mine is the first one for the next wheel. And then after that. Okay. I'm making sure. Yeah, I'm off. I've had some health issues. So I texted my boss. Right, I got a little lightheaded today again at basketball.
Yeah, against the
with the
eight,
kids.
eight, eight,
So I
eight-year-olds.
texted my boss. I was like, "Listen, I go, I'm always there for this. But if there's snow removal tomorrow, I'm sitting this one out. I'm like, I've had some issues with the health. It's supposed to be a wet, heavy snow. The snow blowers will clog. We usually
Mm,
use the shovels more if we get it. I don't know if they texted, if he's just not going to text now because he saw my message. But I'm taking the day off tomorrow. I
I
need a
don't.
day off. I've only been off 5 days from work this year between my regular job, the basketball on the weekends. I was sick for 3 days the end of January with an upper respiratory infection on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm,
And then I was in the hospital for 48 hours Super Bowl weekend. It's the only days I haven't worked this year. So
wow.
I'm looking forward to doing nothing tomorrow. Of
Yep.
course, I'll end up with the kids or at my nephew's house and hanging out with them. But Dylan, you're the man. Dylan's link is still pinned. If you haven't already, go
Yes.
check that out. Subscribe to his channel. A lot of great content. I watch it. You should too.
And I don't want to add insult to injury. I know you guys are getting snow. This week's forecast down here in South Carolina 64, 67, 67, 71, 77.
I like winter.
I will be golfing in shorts on Friday.
I hope you're golfing in the fucking woods and you're nowhere near the fairway.
Hope I find Peter in the woods. Oh, that's so gay. Oh my God. I ended it on the worst note, Nick. I was trying
Nope, that's how he goes out, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to say, please don't end like
That's
that.
it.
I need
That's it.
redemption. Oh,
And
no.
somewhere the Buffalo Jet fan just went, nice.
Oh, he is laughing maniacally at that one. Nick, I appreciate you, Shiners.
Thanks,
I
man.
appreciate
Always
all
a
you
pleasure,
guys.
bro.
You guys are the best. The support for Nick in this show is great. I'm not gonna take credit for it. Just happened to be when I was here that Nick had a great show. So
It's always
appreciate you,
great
Nick.
when I get hang out with you guys and have you
Absolutely.
on as a guest. Let me see that shirt. Is that the I
It's
ordered
the
that.
homage
So
shirt.
this is if you're on Jet Shop Fanatics, lids, I think all teams, not just the Jets, 60% off the whole weekend. I got a new one of these hats coming. I think it's this one. Yeah. I
Oh,
ordered a
hell yeah.
new one of this because I wanted a new fresh white one. And I got that shirt. And it was only the hat was $13. The
Oh,
shirt
wow.
was like 16. And it was like normally it would be like $85. And I got it for like 31 with delivery. So I'm happy.
You can't beat it.
No, if you want sweatshirts that are going out of stock, the draft is coming up, the new
Yep.
items are gonna launch. It's 60% off. So I was looking for a Tar Heel hat, but the ones I liked were open here, and I like the stretch fit. I don't like the snapback because I like.
Oh, you don't do the snapbacks? I got
I
you.
do, but I prefer this style,
Yeah.
like with that on.
But
Know,
it's
'cause
still
I don't
like a
like
it's
light
yeah.
over my face. I like I'm pretty, man. You're ugly. You got to cover your face. So
I don't wear my hats backwards. It's completely
Okay.
off topic, but it's weird. I don't. My dad, one time when we were kids, were like, "That's so disrespectful. Put your hat forward." And my brother never listened. I did, and I don't wear my hat backwards, and I feel like I look silly when I do. So people want to change their votes. I got to get out of here before I do things to allow Nick to win.
I ended the poll. You already won.
Oh, okay. People are like, I want to change my vote. I'm like, no. Nick, I appreciate you. We'll have to do this again before the draft for sure.
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Well, sometime in March we'll get together pre or post free agency. Well,
Yep.
we'll get together all the time. We're not stressing it.
Sounds
Hopefully
good.
I get the days with my
Yeah.
regular job,
Yeah, that'd be
and then I
huge.
can come on your show during the weekend. And
I would love
we can
nothing
keep this
more.
going.
A nice little 6 p.m. Nick Shine. I like it.
Sorry, Boom. Boom's upset.
Yeah. All right. I got things to do before work tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night.
Enjoy the holiday that you just found out about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'll be working, so yeah, it is what it is.
Nice.
Shout out
Good.
George. Thanks for all your hard work, George Washington.
All right. At least you know whose holiday it is now.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
It's now a combination, right? It's like Abe and all the other guys too, but it's like actually George's birthday, right? Like that's the whole thing.
When I was back in my day, when I was a kid, it used to be a 4-day weekend with like Lincoln's birthday was Friday, Washington's birthday was Monday, and then with all these other holidays now, they merged it into just Monday.
And George's birthday's on February 22nd. So what the hell are we really doing here? All right.
Sorry to upset you, bro.
Nah, never upset with you, Nick. I appreciate it.
Good night.
All right. Take care, guys.
Awesome, Dylan Tereman. Again, His link is still there. It's pinned. If you haven't already, go subscribe. I mean, there's with as awesome as you guys were throughout the show, I can't not have you call in. So I'll hang. We want some callers. Please pin message. Bang bang. But yeah, you guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so much, everyone, tonight. And I love the love in the community. The big fella, Ricky. If I win, give it to Mike. So awesome. Leanie is a Mimi. So she's not a grandma. She says Mimi. I texted her that she won, but have not heard back from her yet. Or she's living the young lady lifestyle and partying it up on a holiday weekend. So, oh man, I dream of a day where we discuss wins. Like Peg and I 100% agree with you. Like I watch all these other guys. There's people who just do content, but I'm a fan of my friends as well. Dylan, Jake, Buffalo Jet fan. Adam, Green Bean, Matt, Ryan, everybody. I watch the content too. Snowball and Johnny, like Ricky. I take the content in and watch it as well as providing it, because I love this fucking team. I love this fucking team. And I dream of a day where we get to discuss plans for playoff games and great victories and winning streaks and all the important questions in the Jet universe. Like, can you
Honestly, guys, how the Shiners doing? So let's talk about some draft takes. So Nick Sean just did a mock draft. Frankie V had a very bad draft take. Well, probably one of the worst Jets draft takes I've ever seen. He was like, oh my God. He was like, oh, let's take both defensive players, Sonny Styles and Willard, are defensive players. Shoot me if we go defense. Shoot me. Probably one of the worst decisions. I think we got to go one offensive player and one defensive player. I mean, maybe we take Carl Tate number 2. I mean, Carl Tate could be a good wide receiver. Caleb Downs would be good. Sonny Styles. There's a lot of options. We have till April. What are your thoughts on that, Nick?
wish is it Peg or Artie whose comment this is?
My birthday's Thursday. I mean, my birthday was on February 12th. I just turned 21, so we got 21 new sports takes. So for NFL takes, Seahawks deserve to win the Super Bowl. That was a dominant defensive performance, and then I think the Raiders can be proved with Mendoza. And then my third NFL take for next season, maybe the Titans can be proved on the Robert Saleh. I think Saleh is out of the problem. I mean, his defenses were good. Their offenses, another Hackett, were just terrible. And then my 3 Jets takes. Frank Reich could be decent.
Can you wish Peg a happy birthday? It's Peg's birthday.
Happy birthday, Peg. Happy birthday, Peg.
Thank you.
My Jets take. So Frank Reich could be decent. I think Aaron Glenn's gonna be fired. He's looking terrible. I mean, especially we have Mr. I don't get why he's not fired after a bad first year. I'd rather Woody Johnson rather have Mr. Trust Me Bro as a head coach than an actual proven head coach. And then you know what? I think Breece Hall is not going to be traded. People think, oh, he's going to be traded. No, he's not. He's one of the better running backs in the National Football League.
He's not going to get traded. He's either going to get tagged or he's going to be a free agent. He's going to get extended, tagged, or free agent.
Probably one of the dumbest. He's probably one of the dumbest moves. It'll probably be the dumbest move of all time if we get rid of Breece Hall. Probably the dumbest move, especially because you kept him. Like, why did you not trade away?
Timeout on the field. That's a lot of dumb decisions to choose from with the Jets. I don't know if that would be the dumbest. I think Sam Darnold being traded away is the top right now.
I agree. But I mean, hindsight 2020, at the time Darnold wasn't looking good. I wanted the Jets to keep Darnold,
But what if you're 21? Would hindsight be 21-21?
True. But I mean, hindsight, at the time it was a good move, but now it's like a terrible move because Darnold's turned around his career. I mean, we just had. I always knew Darnold was good. Just Adam Gase was the worst head coach I've ever seen. He was terrible until Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn makes Adam Gase look like Sean McVay. He's probably the worst head coach I've ever seen.
Take your glasses off. Oh Jesus Christ! You're Adam Gase.
That's what Jake Eisen likes to say. That's it, as
Oh, does he?
yeah, he likes
Oh,
to say
okay.
that. You know that.
All right, I know. I'm teasing you.
I mean, what are you doing for the draft, Nick? Are you doing that Jake Eisen watch party?
There will be some draft news coming out very soon.
Are you hosting one, Nick? Or are you going to be at the Jake Eisen one?
There will be some draft news coming out very soon.
Sounds good.
That's all I'll say. So uh, there's multiple plans in the works. So the
Sounds
draft weekend, round 1 is Thursday night. There's going to be some announcements about Thursday coming out soon. But, and this isn't too far from you down at Rowan, Friday and Saturday, we're going to be down in Atlantic City for the draft. We're going to get together at one of the sports books. One of the viewers, Lou B, good friend of mine, has a hookup down there. We're going to have a nice little gathering. So we're working on some things. Lou's got some other things going on, and then we're going to focus on that weekend. And there'll be some news on Thursday night coming out shortly as well. So for those in the area looking for something to do, we might have an option for you.
I mean, maybe come down to Glassboro, be at the Landy Bar. That'd be fun.
Oh shit, Glassboro! I haven't been there since '99.
Maybe
I
that'd
haven't been to Glassboro since '99.
Maybe your good friend Lou B can be like, "Oh, let's just go to Glassboro."
Yeah, move the party from Atlantic City to Glassboro. Yeah, we'll take over one of the fraternity houses.
Take over the SCE house, and you guys get it for cheap. You know me.
Have you used the pickup line yet?
Never.
No?
Put back the pickup line.
Show me your butthole.
Telling you, man, you walk into a sorority and you just start saying that to every girl, you might get smacked 4 times, but you might have a girl do it.
Oh man, I gotta use that one.
Yeah, if you get 1 out of 4 to do it, you'd be an all-star in Major League Baseball. You'd be batting .250. You'd be an all-star, and you hit a home run with that .250.
Oh man, sounds good. Have a good show, Shiners.
Later, buddy. High energy. Tough to match that energy. Well, Dylan, I've been trying this for a couple months and he hasn't done it yet. So I think he's wise. He's wise beyond his years. Although with that young generation, man, I think that'll work. Maybe we do go to just his fraternity for the weekend or his college and just we try that. Not me. I'll just stand by and watch other people do it. But folks, call lines are open. I owe that to you guys after the tremendous love that you showed tonight. I'll hang if anyone wants to call in and hang out. Even Alan. Hey Siri, text Alan Avatar.
What do you want to say to Alon?
I love you. I miss your face. Use the call in link. Stay tuned. Friday and Saturday is happening. Friday and Saturday is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I learned that asking Alan to come on can make a Canadian curse. Hank, if you curse, I made back-to-back Canadians curse. That'd be a record. There's never been a sighting of 2 Canadians cursing back-to-back. Hank, fire one off. Hank's like, I'm too polite. I don't even know how to type one of these. Pretend you're watching the Jets. Fire one away. So some of the preliminary plans are Lou with his hookups, speaking to people at the sports book, getting us a section at the sports book for Friday and Saturday. And then Saturday night, Lou runs the club at Ocean, H2O, and getting us like a little VIP area with so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I already took Thursday and Friday off from work, so I'm looking very excited to get away. And if I get the days, I might not even take Thursday. Can save it. Can save a day. But all right, call lines are open. But if nobody wants to call in,
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
I will start off with I was reminded, not that I learned, I was reminded how awesome this Jet community is, how awesome the Shiners are, how awesome Jets fans are. You guys are absolutely tremendous. And that's why I'll do anything for any of you guys. If you ever need, just ask, because how awesome you are to me. So appreciate you all. Whether you hit a like button, whether you share, you subscribe, brand new, you've been here since 50 subscribers, or it's your first day here, or you gift, you like, you super chat, you guys have become my family. So I appreciate all of you. And yeah, you guys have a special place in my heart. I talk about you guys a lot, this community. You know, some of my older friends be like, "Oh, where you been? What are you up to?" I'm like, work, YouTube, hang with the kids, work, YouTube. Oh, Peg and Artie, I learned I might be going to AC in April. Oh, maybe a little birthday gift. There we go. That would be nice. But yes, drop your what did we learns. We will do a wrap up of the show here for those of you who might be new. We put a little summary together at the end. And then we kick it up to the greatest note taker in all the land, Mr. Boomtown. And he will school us all. It was an interesting show tonight. I can't wait to see what, out of almost a 3-hour show, he put together. Oh, let's get over here. Got that there. Bang, bang. I learned that I lost to Dylan in a mock-off. MC Mays. I learned that Mike These Nuts can make Nick Shine's ass heat up after that sentimental drive side. It was my lower back, not my ass. It was my lower back, like the upper hip. You know that like that little area that you could like dig your fingers into, like right at the base of your spine to the sides. Man, I was so sore earlier from playing. I haven't ran in a while, man. I played a little bit. I was playing defense. They're third grade, so they're short. I'd bend over, try to steal the ball, like reach down, and then I stood up. My fucking head took off. And then I'm trying to not run over the kids and steamroll them when I'm going down court. And I like twisted to get out of a way of a kid at one point. And yeah, it tweaked my back. So not fun. So I put the icy hot roller on. Is Dylan here? Let me see. Hey Siri, text Dylan Tereman.
What do you want to say to Dylan?
Boomtown said watch the show. Right now. Comma. Dick. Hey Siri, read me that text.
You have no new messages.
Bitch. I fight with her all day. I swear to God, I gotta have a reality show of me just fighting with Siri. Yeah, Lou. I was just talking about it, Lou. We're gonna have some info coming out soon, but I'm mentioning Friday and Saturday. Might be having a squad. Welcome to something. Nick hunts for peckers is what I learned. Nice. Big fella. Ass is heating up. A DP chat room. This is the Nick Spice Show. Ooh, yeah. All right. Dylan is watching Boomtown. He's just not chatting. He is watching. Make sure we got everything. You guys are absolutely tremendous this evening. But if we are done, if we have no other what did we learn, it is that time. If you are a Shiner, if you are a member of the channel, hit that Canadian flag. We are at 98 likes. Let's see if we get to 100 before we end the show. If you're watching after the fact, we're at 99. One of you hit the like button, please. And thank you. Please. Refresh. Yay! Shout out to you, whoever did that just now. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Programming notes for the week ahead. Tomorrow night. I don't know who, but I'm going to work on a guest. See if I can get someone on tomorrow night. I'm off tomorrow, as Dylan Tereman just found out. Tomorrow is a holiday. So I'm without work tomorrow night. So maybe you get another Nick Shine in prime time tomorrow night. Congratulations to Leanie on winning the Joe Namath item. I will hear from her tomorrow and work on her prize selection. And starting tonight, we are working on a wheel for March 15th. Winner's choice. We'll do that. Like I said, you might want a Klecko. You might want a Curtis Martin. You might want a Chad Pennington. You might want a Wayne Corbett. Winner's choice. And if we have, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. My brain's processing everything right now. I'm very overwhelmed, very humbled by this evening. But folks, it is that time. I apologize that you have to hear Gator's voice.
Hey there, Shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. Nick Shine would like to know, Canada's taking names. Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
Boomtown, if you would, good sir, please drop it like it's hot. MC Mays, I drank a half a bottle of Jim Beam during the show. Amazing how the show changes. Did I get better looking? I'll wait for your response. Boomtown learned, oh yeah, yes, can be interpreted in different ways. If you were on your knees, one breath away from death, you better have made your last shot. Fat is fun. Nick is not a hunter and pecker. Bonus, if Arch Manning is drafted by the Jets, watch out for the handsome man rocking a whipped cream bikini. There is a connection between pecker talk and the lower back getting warm. Double bonus, a key attribute to prospects is the trunk. From man boobs to knees. Jordans were sacrificed tonight for raffle tickets. Croc Bowers went undrafted in both mocks. Triple bonus, pizza rolls were weaponized tonight. Dylan, trade free B+. Nick, unknown. Mike was in fact not done. 90 minutes is the new 150 minutes. Nick still hasn't seen two Canadians swear back to back. This is why Boomtown's the best. Boom, you're the man. Thank you, everybody. Again, all of you who gifted throughout this entire raffle prize. Congrats to Leanie. Much love to everyone. And I will be on tomorrow night. I'll work on a guest. Friday afternoon, 12:30. I'll be joined by Green Bean. Friday afternoon at 12:30. Wednesday, I'm on with Jake again, 10 a.m. We're back to that after he's done traveling, and I had something to take care of last week. I was in a doctor. So Jake and I will be back together on Wednesday on his show. I'll go on right after. So tomorrow, prime time. Wednesday, Friday, 12:30. And then I'll work on a guest for next Sunday night. I got to get Adam on. We had some scheduling conflicts, me in the hospital, him helping his mom yesterday, didn't have his computer with him. So Adam's due to be on the show. I got to reschedule with Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. I got work to do. I'm going to reach out to everyone tomorrow. As always, trying to give you guys the best possible product here on the Nick Shine Show. This is your show. It's a very chat-driven show. I am just a facilitator for all the fun and the antics that you guys provide. So thank you, everybody. Much love to all of you. And
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
some news on Bobby. Bobby's losing weight. Back down to 243. That was where he was when the weight loss contest ended. He put some weight up. He said they weighed him and he was 243. So say a prayer for Bob. He's got a long road ahead of him. That's our buddy. That's our homeboy. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Nick Shine Show, I am your host, Nick. Have a good night. God bless. Be good to one another. Blitz, hit it!
It's got beef.
Gentry cover the bumble!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, sit there in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show.